It's time to tag him! Tag him and bag him! Raise him up, everybody stand! This is more than wrestling! It's the greatest show in the land! Tag him! Bag him! Bring the noise, let the crowd go wild! Tag him! Bag him! Talking wrestling with a different style! From the indies to the brightest lights, calling every wrong and every right. When the smoke clears, everybody knows the name. Tag 'em and bag 'em.
Welcome back to Tag 'em and Bag 'em, everybody. I am Jay, and as always, the new Mrs. Clark is next to me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And today we've got an excellent show because we've got the $1 million Caine Carter. It just got so sweet in here.
Sweeter than tea.
Get one.
Yo,
Bam.
yeah.
Like this was on the to do, like when you start something, you're like, okay, you write like a
Who do you want on the
milestone.
show?
Yeah, like milestones. Like if you was to do anything you wanted with it, you was on that list, sir.
Well,
right
thank y'all.
immediately. Other than like professionals like Chelsea Green.
Right.
I mean, you're up there with Chelsea Green, so that should make you feel good.
You know, I've been calling you the $1 million Caine Carter for a little bit. I was actually, your fuck Caine Carter shirts.
Yeah.
Well, we got those, and then we're like, we can't say that to him anymore. He's too fucking good. So I was gonna take duct tape and put the $1 million over the fuck part.
That's awesome. And that's the first time I've heard it. The first time I've heard it.
Look, how you feeling?
I'm spun. I'm beat. Damn near concussed.
Ooh.
After that match with Ray. We left it all out there last night.
Yeah, you did.
But I'm feeling good. I woke up this morning and I met up with Dutch, good buddy of mine, good rival of mine. We went to the gym and did some advanced stretching or yoga, if you want to call it that. Try to get my body right because I knew I was going to come sit here and have a good conversation with you guys. And then I had a 7-hour trip back to Texas, so I didn't want to be too stiff for that car ride.
Yeah, absolutely not. But I love Dutch.
He's
I
amazing.
absolutely. He's one of my favorite people.
Yeah, so he's actually the reason I'm up here. So we trained together at the Rhodes Academy under Dustin Rhodes, and we lived together. Whenever he broke into the HCW scene, I asked him if there was a way that he can get me on, and sure enough, he put in that word, and it was up to me to come make a name for myself.
Yeah, so when he brought you in, you turned on him. It was the first time we saw him. You immediately turned on him, and then the next match, that was an actual match between the two of you, was the Texas versus Kansas match. I call it flag on a pole match.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we turned on you. Because we loved you immediately, but then you were for Texas, and so we can't.
Yeah, we're from Kansas, so
Yeah.
it's
I
just the way it
respect
goes.
it. I respect
I mean, but
it.
at the same time, we're arguing with each other because we're like, you can't deny the talent.
And
So,
not- and not
but
only
at the
that-
same time, boo, you mofo.
And not only that, but she's a big Rangers fan.
I am a
So-
huge
Are you?
dude.
Yes.
Let's
When
go.
you came out with that jersey, with the Caine Carter Texas Rangers jersey,
Uh-huh.
I told Jay immediately, you have to order that for me.
Yeah.
Because you can't find any Texas Rangers shit here.
No, not at all. not
I
at all.
have looked, and I've been a Texas Rangers fan for years, and
So-
I can't find anything. So you came out with those, I was like, are you fucking serious? He's a Rangers fan too?
Yeah.
Because the only baseball game we went to together was the Rangers versus the Royals, and the Rangers won.
Let's go.
And we were in Kansas City,
Let's go.
and I was getting booed, and I was like, fuck all you. The Rangers are the shit.
Yeah. So I like going to opposing stadiums also. I mean, I like the idea of it. I haven't done it yet, but I need to make my way down to Houston because the Astros are our #1 rival, and it's just a 4-hour drive from where I'm from. I haven't made my way down there to do it yet, but
Yeah.
I sure will, and I will be the one taking in all the booze.
Oh, I'll take it.
Yeah.
It feels so fucking good.
Yeah.
So I've been like outside of the Rangers Stadium, the old one, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I haven't seen the new one. Is it nice?
I like it, but it was my first adult exposure to a baseball stadium, so I'm kind of biased.
Oh yeah.
The insides of it, people like to just call it a big warehouse, which I can see that.
Oh, okay.
But what
It's not as artsy as the other one was?
it's got a lot of murals and portraits and stuff, but it's not a classic baseball field feel.
Oh, dang, I
So-
missed it. I
so
wish I would have went to the other one.
So obviously Texas gets brutally hot in the summer.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
No
the first stadium that Texas had was the Arlington Stadium, where Nolan Ryan and Pudge and all them played. They called that the human frying pan. And then they made old Arlington Stadium, which was just Globe Life, and you know, it was outside and it was more artsy, you know, and it had the pillars, the great outfield and whatnot. But it's just so hot. So whenever they made this new one, obviously they put the retractable roof on it to try to contain the temperatures and stuff like that. But in making an enclosed baseball park, you always kind of run the risk of taking away that classic baseball feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then Texas, like the architecture in Texas, it's like, I've traveled the country. I've seen different architectures from, you know, up in the north, over on the west coast, over on the east coast, central, like the Midwest area. So like Texas's architecture, it's kind of hit or miss, and so I just feel like they were really pandering to the temperature and the air conditioning and the comfortability of the fans, which I love and appreciate.
But they left the rest of that behind a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a new architecture thing, right? Because I was by the stadium, and the stadium had like statues on the outside of it. It was terribly cool. It's very old world feel.
Yeah.
But I like that about it, because one thing I love about watching, I haven't done it, but I love about Texas so much, is that when you're a fan of a sport, you're a fan.
Oh yeah.
Like they hardcore. Kansas is the same way. I'm not going to say they're not.
Right.
But like
Being from Kansas, we really don't have home teams here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean, even in Kansas, y'all's sports teams are over on the Missouri side.
I know they're talking about moving them to the Kansas side, but
I did hear that.
I don't know that it's the Chiefs want a new stadium, which I think they're going to actually get.
Which it makes
But
me.
the Royals want a new stadium as well, but they want them on the.
Kauffman Stadium's kind of nice.
It is.
I would think so, but I drove past it I had a booking out of Missouri not too long ago, and I drove past Kauffman and the Chiefs Stadium. They're just in a weird place, right off the highway.
And right next to each other.
Yeah, everything around it. It's like there's nothing developed around it. You go to.
You're literally driving into the middle of a freaking field. There's no restaurants,
Yeah.
nothing. It's the strangest thing, and I
Very.
get it. I kind of. Because they wanted room to expand, so I kind of get that. But at the same time, when you're tailgating or whatever, like not a lot of people tailgate for baseball necessarily. It's mostly football.
Right.
But like if you go, what if you want to eat before you go in the stadium?
Yeah.
You have to drive, what is it, like 10, 15 miles?
Really?
Something like that.
That's
before
crazy.
to leave the stadium to go to a restaurant.
Yeah, see, that's too much. Especially because if you want sports to be like a family endeavor, you know, you don't want to have to pack up your kids and then, you know, like go all the way to the car and then travel 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, and the
then,
parking is insane.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
I have never been to a professional football game. It is on my thing, because okay, so for me, I can't watch sports. I can't sit still for very long, which I know you understand.
Yeah.
But I can't watch it on TV so much as I'll go to a game.
For
like,
sure.
100% I'll go.
Yeah.
And I know what's going on.
Yeah.
But for me to watch it on TV, I'll check the scores. I have the MLB app on my phone, so I'll check and I'm gonna see where my boys are standing.
Right.
But for me to watch a game on TV, that's nap time for me.
Yeah.
Like I can't do it. Same thing with like I used to watch NASCAR a lot. And I'm like, good God, dude, this is so fucking boring. But I went to the very first, legit first race they had at the track, the NASCAR track that they opened down in Fort Worth.
Texas Motor Speedway?
The
Yeah,
very first race they had, like it was literally opening day.
Really?
Yep.
I drive by that every time I come up here, and I make it a point to tell myself I'm gonna go. And they're coming there either sometime at the end of this year or I think 2027. So I definitely got to make it a point to go there.
When I went, was the first, like literally legit, no cars had ever been on that track before.
Wow.
And Jeff Gordon was the dude at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they were still having problems. It was so new, they were still having problems with water on the track.
Oh wow.
Because, you know, it's a bank track.
Yeah.
Which, when you see it on TV, when you get there, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's massive.
And when the cars drive past you, like, that's insane. It's a good time, let me tell you. And it was still like the Winston Cup and sponsored by beer and stuff. They don't do that no more. Gotta be family friendly, you know, whatever.
Ridiculous.
But Jeff Gordon was the number one dude at the time, and he went around like one lap and totaled his car.
Oh no.
Made my day.
Dang.
I thought it was the grandest time because you have to finish for points, so you have to do all your laps to get points because that's how NASCAR works.
Oh, I
So
didn't know
he
that.
had to drive in pit lane for the rest of the show.
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh, because everybody was all about the rainbow car at the time. Of course, you gotta understand. This is probably before you were born. If I think, what year were you born?
98.
It was long before you were born.
That's the year I graduated.
It was actually in like 95 that I went. 95, 96. I can't remember what year. Yeah, it was before you were born. But yeah, it was a grand time. So I'll go to any sport. Like, I'll go. But watching on TV, that shit's not
I
happening.
didn't care for Jeff Gordon. That was a Rusty Wallace guy.
Rusty Wallace. I was Jim. Oh shit! What was his name? It was the Cheerio car. I can't remember his name.
I don't remember his name either.
His last name started with a B.
The yellow car?
Yeah, it was a yellow Cheerio car, but I can't remember what his name was. But he was grand.
My grandpa used to watch NASCAR, and I would always think it was the boringest thing. And he's an old timer, old roofer, you know, got the grizzly man hands, you know. And he would take a raw tomato and slice it up, pour salt and pepper on it, and just eat seasoned tomatoes watching NASCAR.
Hey.
Sounds like my grandpa.
This is the oldest of
He was
old
a roofer,
man's
too.
activities, really?
Yeah. No, legit. That's the best way to eat a tomato.
Really?
I used to do it all the time. My grandparents and my mom used to grow them, and that's we just
Yeah.
like an apple. Don't
Go out
even
and
care.
pick them right off and cut them open. And eat
Little
them.
bit of salt, call it good. That's how I ate my watermelon too.
I
It was
could
just like
never.
shit.
I could never.
So we are very glad you were here, and yes,
Thank you for having me.
it yesterday was hot. It's still hot, but yesterday was something else. It's like 111.
So what's crazy is it was cooler in Texas yesterday and today than it is here in Kansas. There's not a cloud in sight today. It's brutal.
It's humid.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, if I took a shower and then stepped outside, and I was like, oh, I didn't need another shower.
Yep, gonna sweat it right again.
I felt so bad for you guys. I legit, like, it was actually cooler in the actual room where the ring was
Mm-hmm.
than last year. Do you remember last year in August, somebody stole the copper out of the air conditioner and it went out?
No.
And we were, because I don't remember if you were actually wrestling in that show, but yeah, it was like we had a heat wave, air conditioner went out, and everybody in the audience, Jordan and I were sitting next to each other, and like literally you could see pools of sweat just dripping, like ass sweat. It smelled horrible in there. And then, because we didn't have the fans.
Mm-hmm. The big shop fans that we have
didn't
now.
have them.
Yeah.
And it was right after we lost the one fans, because we had a sponsor that brought fans.
Mm-hmm.
When we lost that, so we had no fans, no air conditioning, and then they still put on a show. And these wrestlers, I was like, oh my god.
It kind of rings a bell going out there and doing a match without AC, but I've been here, going on 2 years now, and so they all just kind of...
They do kind of run together, but
Yeah.
that one, I don't remember who wrestled. I just remember sitting there going, I'm dying. I can't imagine how y'all feel.
Right.
Because last night, it was okay. The temperature stayed okay.
Yeah.
But like everybody's you guys were sweaty before you got in the ring. I'm like, I cannot. I'm too old.
There had to have been like 200 people there last night. Just fans?
253.
Let's go. And
Standing room only, my guy.
I just eyeballed it whenever I was at the merch table, and I was like, yeah, there's got to be 200 people here. Like,
Billy said something like 253. I was like,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
let's go. Can we do that in a cooler time, please?
right?
Like when in October, 253 in the
Yeah,
building.
because all that body heat was resonating too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Everybody's hot breath, you know what I mean?
I was like, they wrestlers walk by. I'd give you a hug. Was like, it's okay.
Yeah, I was giving side hugs all night.
I was like,
and
it's
pats.
okay. I got you. I understand. I don't necessarily want you to touch me either, because
Right.
I had 2 bodices on under that dress, and let me tell you, I had to be cut out because I was sewn into the dress.
What?
Yes.
Ooh.
So I couldn't just take it off.
Oh no.
And then the way they cinched me in is where like you exhale so your lungs go in, or you inhale so your lungs go in, and then they. And so for the rest of the night, I didn't take a deep breath.
It reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean whenever they were putting
Exactly.
that
I told him.
set on.
I
Yeah.
said, if anything happens, just know you've been to Singapore, motherfucker. Just right up the back. I was almost in panic mode. I was that miserable.
So I did a show not last month but the month prior. I got paid for doing double duty. There's this rap group called Roadrunners. Roadrunner Simo and his guys, they have an actual mascot. It's a purple bird that whenever they do festivals and concerts and stuff, that dude gets in the mascot uniform, not the rapper, but whoever gets in the costume is like their consistent costume guy, and he'll go and He's just there for showmanship. Well, they wanted to give the bird a match, and so they were asking people to volunteer, and I was like, if it's paying for double duty, I'll do it, of course. So I'm thinking, we're putting this match together, and I'm thinking, man, I want to come off the top rope in this mascot outfit. I want to do some cool things. I want to do something that, it tests my boundaries and my playing field, right? I put that mascot uniform on.
Nah.
As soon as I put that head thing on, I said, nope. Everything that we put together,
Not happening.
we're not doing that.
Nah, I'm
Not
gonna
at
get
all.
in. I'm gonna shake a baby's hand, and I'm walking the fuck out.
And so, like, the getting cut out of it, I went out of the ring after the match, and I was ready to walk to the back. Well, people started asking to take pictures with me. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And so I took a couple pictures, and then the way it was, so the head wouldn't come off, you had to put the body over it, right? Like over the neck part of the head, so it's tucked in there.
Oh no.
And so I finally get to a point where I'm behind the building, and I can go take it off, and I'm like scrambling, and I'm like, oh, I forgot, I gotta have somebody else come do this. And so I run over to somebody else, and I'm like, hey, before I pass smooth out, get me out of this thing. It was terrible. It was
full panic mode because
Yeah.
I had tried for the whole show, which it's extremely hard to boo or chant when you can't fucking breathe. But then I was like, I was gonna wear it to the reception, and I went, no,
negative.
get me the fuck out of here.
Negative.
And
Yeah,
Jay's like, oh, okay. I was like, no, get me now. I was like, you couldn't move fast enough.
Yeah.
And then when she undid it, I was like, oh, fucking thank God. And all this water just came out. And I was like, yep. She goes, this is really wet. I know.
You don't say. You don't say.
Because you would think a dress that was sleeveless would be cool. Fuck no. That shit, But Jay had to pick July 25th. That's the day he picked. I'm like, look.
I was like, summertime, flowers.
Yeah, flower time.
So originally we were gonna do it at a different place.
Really?
Yeah, it was going to be outside with no air conditioning, my guy. Yeah, no, it changed.
Like Chance and Mindy's wedding
Yeah, I said
last year. Hot.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm glad we didn't, because it was going to be in like a barn,
Okay.
and all they have is one big fucking cooling fan.
Yeah.
That's it for the whole thing. I was like,
We were also looking at other places too. Like we were like, maybe Britannica, and then we're like, God damn, that's expensive and stuff like that.
like $2,500 just to go.
And then Billy's like, well, you can do it at the show.
Classic wrestling wedding.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Let's do
That's
it,
us. We
Yeah.
deserve that, actually. I mean,
I would say out of anybody, it would be y'all two.
It was a grand time.
Yeah.
I don't recommend having a wrestling wedding. No, I don't regret it. I don't. But as a person who was, for the most part, doing most of the planning by myself, I had people helping, but I was doing the planning and making sure things were going smoothly. There's a lot to consider when you're doing that. So you also have to consider fans. You have to consider production. You have to consider that there's other people are on their own timelines, and it's not always what you want. So it can be very, very stressful, and it did get like legit stressful. Like we didn't get wedding photos.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because the timelines just didn't work out, and I'm fine with it. I don't really care, but at that time I do. I'm my biggest pet peeve is being on time.
Yeah.
Like if you let me know you're gonna be late, okay, I'm cool.
Right.
But my dad was like 3 hours late to everything, no matter what, my whole life.
Oh god.
If you told him you had to be there by noon, he's showing up at like 3 or 4.
Yeah, I don't.
And that is ingrained in me that I hate that so much.
Yeah.
We actually had to tell my dad, like, if you need him there by noon, you gotta tell him he has to be there at 8.
That's crazy because we have a cousin in our family. Every holiday, we'll tell him like a 2-hour earlier start time, and he'll still show up late.
Exactly.
And what it is, it's just basic consideration.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, but that's how he's always been. So I'm just one of those, like, I'm either gonna be right on time, or I'm gonna show up a little bit early so that when I walk in, I'm right on time.
Yeah.
Like
So,
I don't want to be like, that old adage where it says don't be that guest that comes like 2 hours early. I'm not that person.
right.
But I'm going to get there on time. I'm not going to be late because my time is not any more important than yours.
Exactly.
I tend to slow her down a lot.
I'm like, are you ready? Can we go? No, we don't have to get there right now. No, let's go.
Right. In wrestling, if you're on time, you're late.
I know. And that's the general adage, but it was so damn hot. But I mean, we had a grand time, and everybody that came as our guests or whatever, we got a lot of new fans. Good. the guy that officiated our wedding, him and his wife, they're like, when's the next show?
Hey, I saw so many new faces, and I got told a few different times that it was their first show. They would be back. I think we really won a lot of people over. And I was thinking about this in the car on the way here, because Billy actually said that show last night was a thank you to y'all.
Yeah.
So we appreciate everything y'all do, the support, this whole podcast production, giving us a platform to talk. And then y'all being front row at every show, cheering, etc., etc. Like, if you look at it, they billed me and Ray, and I say this humbly, as one of the greatest matches in HCW history before we even stepped in the ring.
Yeah.
There was 4 title matches. There was 3 King's Cup matches, the tournament.
And then the 3 stages of hell.
And then the 3 stages of hell. That was literally a all or nothing thank you to you guys show. So from champion to you guys as well, aside from what Billy said, thank you guys for everything y'all do. And even to let people back home or anybody watching this know, they did get married yesterday. And I am always on limited time whenever I'm here already, because I do live in Texas. But I forgot the wedding was going down because I've been doing so much.
Oh, yeah.
So
You've been busy, bud.
whenever I contact y'all, I was like, hey, I'll be staying the night, let's do this. I haven't done a podcast in a while, I would like to get with y'all. And, y'all basically said, we're doing the wedding Saturday. We didn't really plan on doing anything Sunday. And I completely respected it. I didn't want to overstep or, make y'all go out of y'all's way to do anything. But, y'all said that y'all felt like y'all were on borrowed time with me. So, thank y'all for doing this today whenever, y'all could be doing anything else.
Well, and legitimately, we knew you were coming in town, so we had already had that debate before you messaged me.
Oh, wow.
And then you messaged me, and I was like, okay, that's like, not that I believe in signs, but kind of like, oh, okay, because we are on bottle. You're doing huge things,
you're
my
doing
guy.
big things.
That
Thank
when
you.
we were just talking about this because you just debuted at GCW.
Yes.
You and I were at the GCW show, and you were there just kind of networking a little bit, enjoying the show, but you weren't on the card.
I was trying to.
But look at you now. You're on the GCW. You've been on TNA. You've been on... no, what else?
So I mean, I've had an AEW dark match. That was years prior. And the notion is that I've been on TNA. I haven't been on TNA. I've had 2 TNA tryouts.
Oh, okay.
I am an employee of TNA. Me and my tag team partner, Devion, we are meet and greet coordinators.
Nice.
So what we do is we go to every major city that they do TV tapings in, and we set up, host, coordinate, tear down, and make sure the meet and greets run smoothly. We sell those tickets and all that stuff. We make sure the guys and gals, are good with everything they need to sign. We have them waters and drinks at the tables, et cetera, et cetera. And we get paid an employee wage. So
wow.
It's our foot in the door, yes. But the notion is that we work for TNA. We don't work for them as wrestlers. We're employed by them as meet and greet coordinators. So it's a blessing,
But in due time, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So we have the head of talent relations. He actually pulled me aside last loop whenever we were in Albany, and he said that he's doing whatever he can within his power to get us to the next level because he knows we don't want to sell meet and greet tickets.
That's not the end goal. Yeah.
Right. And so in the meantime, I'm just rubbing shoulders with people and making the connections, making friends. And I have guys on the roster that are wanting to work with me, but also AJ Francis, just stuck his neck out and was like, hey, come train with me at Reality of Wrestling. And so that's why I made it down to Booker's a couple weeks ago, and I'm now training with Booker and AJ Francis, Ryan Davidson, Aiden Cristiano, some great trainers over at Reality of Wrestling. And they have the WWE ID program. They're locked in with stuff like that, and they do television. And
that just tells me that we are on borrowed time. It's only a matter with all the moves you are making, and I'm reading comments too. So when you post something, right, and I'm reading these comments. You posted that match you did at GCW, little snippets of it, and people are like, I don't know who this is, but I need him in my life.
Yeah.
And it's all positive.
Yeah, I got high
except
praise.
for a few of your friends. I know it's your friends because they'd be like, man, you suck, or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So, and
bringing up old stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, that's your buddy. I
Can't
got that.
leave the past in the past.
Yeah,
right. Come on now.
But it's all great stuff. And even last night, we talked to a couple of people that actually came to the reception, and they were like, was that the one you guys were talking about that you're going to do the interview? I said, yeah. And they're like, is he the one? Jay goes, it's not he might, it's when.
Yeah, it's
and
when.
see, that's a common sense sentence that I've been getting a lot lately, even in the DMs and a bunch in person. It's not if you make it, it's when you make it. And
Yeah.
so like it goes hand in hand with my sobriety also. Like a lot of people have been just so gun-ho and positive and receptive of the moves that I've been making in wrestling and my sobriety, so it's like I can't let y'all down. And yes, it's my dream, and it's been my dream since I was a kid, but now I have it's not pressure, it's not weight on my shoulders in a sense of like it's bogging me down. It's motivation. It gives me more passion to be more outspoken and expressive and take these chances on myself that, quite frankly, to be honest, I have to be honest with myself, in the last couple of years I haven't been taking. So I had a fantastic 2023. I had a fantastic 2024, and I expected that momentum to carry me into 2025. It just didn't happen. And so my 2025, I really got into like not a depressive state, but like a beating myself up kind of state, like almost like a imposter syndrome type state, where it's like, okay, everything was good, but it's like that was it, you know what I mean? But now I have so many people backing me, rooting for me, and all these opportunities that I'm taking these chances on, and they're panning out, you know. So who am I to let off the gas now? You know what I mean? I'm doing it, yes, for myself and my dreams, but I'm also doing it for everybody that believes in me.
Well, whatever you could do to keep that motivation going, because I know when you're tired, you're traveling.
Yeah.
Like today, you got to drive back to Texas. God knows what you got to do all week, and then not like next weekend. And you are go, and we follow you actually pretty closely, just to see what you're doing. I'm glad that you can take it as a not pressure, because that I can imagine how it can go very easily the other way. But all it is we love you guys. We love you so much, and we're so proud of you.
Thank you.
And you just are so extreme. So when we were going to bring on here, I was like, there's no way I can pass up that opportunity, because if I do, my thought process is, if I do, I'll never see him again. And then I'll find him like signed to some big thing, and then I'll be like, I had the opportunity to sit him down in my fucking house and talk to him, and then it's not going to happen, because now he's doing big things.
But
So,
we're here.
yeah,
here doing
we're-
it.
Yeah, she
I
texted me.
appreciate
She
it.
goes, "Caine wants to be on the show." I was like, "We got to do it."
Yeah.
And I was like, "We can't pass this up." I mean, I know he was scheduled for another one, but I mean, like, I was worried. I was worried, like, when you asked her that you were gonna drop the belt, and that was the last
Oh,
time we were
wow.
gonna see you, dude.
Yeah,
I was
like tears, legit. Like
I was like, man, this is.
This is it. We have to
And
say
when we were-
goodbye. I'm
when
not
we were-
ready.
Yeah, when we were watching the match last night, we were both like sitting there holding each other's hands, like, this is gonna end so bad.
Oh man, I could only imagine, because it was me versus Ray.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
and Ray's been at the top of the mountain forever.
Yeah.
And if anybody could push me to the limits and take this Independence Championship, you know, it could have been Chance in a rematch, but you know, Chance, you know, has gone down his dark path, and he's doing what he's doing. But I mean, Ray, you know what I mean? Ray has kind of been down in the dumps and in his own head, and he's got a redemption arc to get over, you know, with himself. And I understand, you know, he wanted to start his redemption arc by taking this away from me, but I told him, you're gonna have to kill me.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to
I
leave me
heard
dead.
that.
I heard that.
Yeah.
And so when we get into that match, I have a cute little thing to tell you guys, but I'll get into that. So let me ask you some questions. So you started wrestling, or you started watching wrestling when you were a little kid?
Yes, I don't have a life without wrestling. My stepdad showed me professional wrestling and was taking me to WWE shows and house shows since before my very first memory. I literally don't have a life without wrestling.
Wow. So who was, because you're a young guy, so you would have been watching during like
The end of the Attitude Era and
Yeah.
the Ruthless Aggression Era was when I could really retain a bunch of stuff. But there's videos of me when I was just a kid, a baby, not even 2 years old, watching Raw whenever, you know, The Undertaker, Rock, Kane, Stone Cold, and all them, prime Attitude Era. But a lot of my retention of wrestling comes from the Ruthless Aggression Era.
Yeah. So who would it be? Like, who was your favorite when you were a kid? Not your inspiration yet, but your
Okay.
favorite.
Jeff Hardy.
I can see that.
Jeff Hardy and Rob Van Dam.
Look,
Van Dam.
RVD's a good
I'm a
time.
Sabu guy.
I love Sabu too. I wish I could have seen prime Sabu, because I got the old WWE revitalized ECW, you know.
Yeah,
and they brought
no.
Sabu in, and I know the whole lore with, like, you know, they didn't give Sabu his flowers at the time. He did so much, and obviously, you know, Vince looked at ECW as like all right, I guess these fans want it, let me give it to them, you know what I mean? But man, if he would have went all gun-ho and all out and gave the ECW fans what the ECW fans wanted instead of
Man.
watering down everything.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I probably would have been a Sabu guy just as much.
Yeah, Rob Van. We actually have 2 thumbs up there
Rob Van
that
Dam.
are RVD.
I see one. I see
yeah,
one.
there's several RVD. So I could see that. So who would you say would be somebody that inspired you, or like you take some of your persona on?
Ric Flair.
Exactly.
Boy, you
So-
start
so-
strutting and going woo, and I'm out.
So I felt like all 4 horsemen were kind of an inspiration for you, like from the Tully Blanchards, the Arn Andersons. 'Cause
Arn,
just
for sure.
just the way you wrestle, and your music's actually the 4 horsemen music, ain't it?
No,
It was
no.
at
Well,
one point.
so my theme song is the Godfather theme song, but it's some guy just ripping it on a guitar.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they used for their theme music, but
It was the Godfather music.
was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you go listen to the old. That's what they came with, and on the guitar.
I had no idea.
And I was like, I see this. I know why he uses this music.
Okay,
because
no, no.
I love that you come out to The Godfather. 'Cause- okay, a little bit of a story. Jay had never seen The Godfather.
I haven't either. so
So I sat him down and I made him watch, and he's like,
Watch
"These
all
are
of them,
actually
one after
yeah."
another.
So he'd understand that some of them are cheesy,
yeah.
but once you watch them all together, it makes sense. It comes full circle, and it's grand. It's like if you take them all, it's a grand time.
So I read 3/4 of the book when I was in jail.
Oh,
At the end of the book, it drops a hard R, and like now, like, I mean, I'm not. It's not okay. It's never okay. You know what I mean? But I can get through a book now that was written way back in the day, and like people said it. It's a part of American history. Like, yeah, it sucks. We need to move on. We need to like dismiss that word from the vocabulary. It's a horrible word. There's a whole bunch behind it. But like at the time, I was reading it. I remember in my bunk, and I saw it. I hit the word, and I was like, yeah, I'm just not gonna read this anymore.
Yeah. And you
I
know,
was 3/4 through the book. You know what I mean?
I get that. So there's an old quote that said, if we don't learn from our history, we're doomed to repeat it.
Yeah, and silence is compliance.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So my thing is I'm not happy with what happened. That's never anything that I'm gonna say is okay. But if we pretend it didn't happen, we are not gonna move forward.
Absolutely.
Just like when we're trying to erase history. If you read the book 1982, that'll give you a whole different perspective on when we're trying to cancel all these things and take and change and all this kind of stuff. It gives you a different perspective because then you're changing history. And I understand we don't have to respect the history, we don't have to love the
Right.
history, but it is the history, and it's good for you to know.
Yeah.
And mind you, I love America. I love living in America. It is a great country. But we have a pretty rough history. But to think that we're perfect and, you know, we can go back to perfection, it's unrealistic.
Yeah.
No society has ever been perfect. Ever. Not on American soil, not on English soil, not on African soil, not on Asian soil, Australian soil, nowhere has ever been perfect. And there's a long history of just humans being
Horrible.
horrible.
Trash.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And so you're right. Like we can't forget it. We just have to learn from it.
And that's exactly the thing. And if you take the book, The Godfather, into context, like you think about the time it was written and about the
Who it's about.
ethnic backgrounds that are in
yeah,
it,
I was just gonna say
then
that.
you can't necessarily take that out and still it be an authentic
Right.
story.
I agree.
But I get it.
I agree.
I do get it. I mean, I know I'm a white chick here saying this, but if you take it out, it changes it.
I agree. 100%.
Same with some of the because there's all kinds of names for Italians in that book.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
get you some
And I was ignorant to that stuff, so you know I'm reading and I'm glossing over that, but you know
because
once,
it don't register the same
Yeah.
way with you because
Yeah.
you're not Italian.
yeah, and then like I said, I can go back and I could probably finish the book now.
Yeah.
But you know, back then, you know, you kind of have your moral standings and you have things that you are and you aren't gonna withstand, and as you grow older, some people bunker down on those things, or they start to broaden their horizon and their understanding of, like you said, it waters down history and what actually was going on at the time. You know what I mean? Because back then, races, I mean, They didn't mix well. There's a reason the Italian mob and mafia was the Italian mob and mafia. They
Yeah,
weren't-
New York streets were street gangs. There was a
Yeah.
reason they had the Italian neighborhoods.
Yeah.
They had Hispanic neighborhoods.
Right,
They'd have
right.
black neighborhoods because we didn't. None of that shit gelled.
Right.
So, and it makes sense. I just, I think just like what you said is that if people would broaden their horizons and open up to going, you know what? Yeah, I'll admit that shit happened. It was horrible. And now that I know that it happened, I don't have to accept it now, so I'm not going to be that way. That's why you're supposed to learn from your shit and
Yeah.
change, because
It's-
we can't get better.
It's willful ignorance is what
Yeah.
it is. Because if you can acknowledge it and still not look to progressively bettering the situations, it's just willful ignorance.
Yeah.
And that's with societal things, political things, but also internal things. If you have things that you're dealing with and you understand that trauma as a young person is the reason why you are who you are as an adult, you can't say, oh, well, I can't change. Yeah, you can change because you know where that root stems from. And I was just talking to my good buddy KJ Orso. He went to school and studied behavioral health. And he was telling me that, like, no, you can acknowledge where the root problem comes from. What are you doing to change it? And if you're just using it as an excuse and a leeway to act how you are, it's just willful ignorance.
Yeah.
And I think I don't have any sympathy or patience for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
we,
and that
we,
was
we know.
that-
We've seen you
look,
throw the chair.
I wasn't even going to bring that up, but I would have thrown the chair too. I'm not even.
Exactly.
I'm not
So-
going to lie. It's a good thing we weren't in the audience.
My
Yeah.
biggest regret is that I didn't put on a T-shirt, "I throw chairs at racists."
Yeah. Hey, I would have bought the shirt. To be fair.
A lot of people would.
But like one of the lines I said, and when we got married, is that yes, we've been together off and on for 9 years, but right now we are the best versions of ourselves because we both have, like, we're in our 40s. We have a past, and it took us a long time to grow, and mainly me. I got a lot of shit. I got a lot of shit I battle all the time, and it took me until about a year ago, 2 years ago, to where I could sit down and be like, this is what's triggering me. This is why it's triggering me. We got to change this. Because for a long time, I just shut down and keep it to myself.
Yeah.
If he did something that bothered me, I would not call him out at all. I would just take it in, and anything he did, I took it inside. Like I did something wrong. It was my problem.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time. We didn't actually get engaged or plan a wedding until I could get past that, because couldn't do it. And then there was no point because I was going to fail. We were going to fail. It was not going to be successful, and I didn't want to do that. So finally, once we got past that, and he finally realized, like, we're not perfect. Don't get me wrong. We still argue very rarely, but
It's usually over wrestling.
it's 100% that's actually true.
yeah.
But once we got to the point where I could be comfortable with myself and accept myself, and he had to go through his own things, then things could progress, and we are the best versions of ourselves, and we are open to changing and growing and learning new things. I mean, we're both parents. We have 4 kids between the two of us.
Oh wow.
I have 3, he has 1, and so we're also adjusting to the new world, because
Yeah.
every 5
Everything's
years
changing
is
fast.
so weird.
Yeah.
And I'm learning new things all the time. Now, there's some things I'm just like, that's
see,
whatever.
When I was young, like, people flaunted racism. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, you
yeah.
go places and they'd be
Jay's
like,
had
oh,
some
this,
issues.
that. When I moved here in Hayesville, it was predominantly white.
Yeah.
And I'm half Native American.
Okay.
So I came here and people, they didn't ask me what I was. They just assumed I was Mexican.
So you got everything in the book, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now he had to deal with some.
Go
he's
back to
been
your
jumped.
country. It's like, dude, I'm from Kansas,
yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah.
You know,
And my people were
born
on
and
this soil.
raised. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
called Indian. That's Kansas Indian. You know, this is my shit.
So my
Fuck
grandpa-
off, my land.
I have Native in me, so I'm black, white, and partially Native. My grandpa, you can really tell, like almost the same skin tone as you. You know what I mean? Darker of complexion, can get in the sun and damn near turn red. You know what I mean?
You ain't seen his back.
But for a long time, they just completely skipped over the Native narrative, and there was a rumor about my grandpa way back in like the 60s or whenever he was in high school, that his mother at the time was messing around on her husband with a black man, and so they thought he was part black and
Oh.
just a lighter version of it. So he was getting called the N-word and this, that, and the third and stuff like that. And it's like, I mean, come on.
You see, we grew up in, like, we were in high school in the 90s, early 90s. And we grew up in and it's not anything we were ever okay with,
Mm-hmm.
but you grew up when you didn't accept anybody being gay. You didn't accept,
Mm-hmm.
you know, there was shit, especially in small towns, because there was so much racism. But we were lucky enough in our little circle, like, none of that shit happened in our little circle.
Right. And
So,
it's
and then you expand past that and you grow, because I will say in that aspect, it's better now than it was then. But I don't remember, okay, I take that back, because I think things are, in some aspects, worse than they were when we were kids.
I feel like we're getting back to a point where like your pride can be doubled as hatred. So like there's nothing wrong with having pride in your nationality, your skin color, where you're from, etc., etc. There's nothing wrong with that. But whenever you then turn that into a form of hatred and putting others down, I feel like that's where we're at in this country. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
There's too many people hiding behind their keyboard warriors, you know,
Oh,
saying
100%.
all this shit.
And
It's
that's-
like,
yeah,
would you
social
say
media
that to
doesn't
my
help.
face if we were at Walmart and I ran into you? Would you say that to my face?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Right.
So if you're not going to say it to my face, don't say it.
Yeah, social media has given us a direct lane to be split into multiple categories. It's not just skin tone, it's religion,
There's
sexuality,
so much.
political views, stuff like that.
I think we just need to get past all the hate. There used to be a thing going around where, you know, you are okay to believe whatever you want, but I still love you.
Yeah.
You be whatever you. I don't care if you walk around with a chicken on your head. I may question some things.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna love you because it's not my business. I'm not you.
Yeah.
We haven't walked the same walk.
Yeah. Back in the day, you always had that uncle that was super political on the other side of the
Yeah, and he
political-
always got to bring up shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But you still loved him because he was an uncle and you just look over it at Thanksgiving or whatever. Like,
Yeah, I'm like, all right, Uncle Jim just had another Coors, so he's gonna
Yeah.
go off about something
It's
for like
just-
45 minutes. It is what
it's
it
not
is.
like that anymore.
No.
Like, families get torn apart for
They're
political
canceling people.
Yeah.
Kids are getting in fights at gas stations now and shooting people up.
Oh, that's the worst. Is people can't take an ass whooping nowadays.
And see, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's because of what we do. We pick up the dead. That's what we do for a living. We work for funeral homes in the coroner's office. So whenever there's a homicide, a murder, and a car accident, you name it, we're there. And I can't tell you how many young kids,
Yeah.
12 years old, that get mad at a gas station and go in and pop one off. I was like, when I was 12 years old, look, my mom had a rule in my house, and this is how I was raised. You damn sure do better not start a fight. Don't you ever fucking start a fight.
But you better finish it.
You better not come home unless you do.
Yeah.
But I never started a fight. And I'm one of 7 kids. I was there to stick up for my siblings, but I didn't have to fight because I have RBF and everybody was scared of me. I used to wait. I know I may be a bigger girl and you not believe it, but I used to lift weights. I was very athletic, and I have the hard RBF. So I never
The
had
hard
it.
R?
Yeah, no, RBF. and I would scare people legitimately.
Right.
So I didn't have to do that shit. But that was the way it was.
Yeah.
So it was respect your fucking elders.
Yep.
And
That's
if
gone out
something,
the- that's gone out the window.
like if you said something to me, I'm not gonna go grab a gun. We may end up in the front yard.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to go ass whooping,
Right.
get you a lesson. But ain't nobody shooting nobody. We also didn't call the cops either. Whatever happened, like if we were in the front yard and we fought,
Yeah.
neither one of us is gonna call the cops.
the cops
No.
will show up and
We're
we're
gonna
like,
finish it. We're done.
Yeah.
We're not fighting.
But that's it.
Yeah.
You squash it.
Mhm.
That's done.
Yeah.
It's not a lifelong. You're like, we ain't gonna get the cartel and have a big fucking war or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
I remember I got into a fight in middle school with this kid, and to be humble, I kind of put it on him. That was on a Friday. He came to school Monday with 2 black eyes, and we were chopping it up like nothing had happened. And I'm the one that blacked both of his eyes.
Jay's done that too.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's I don't know. Things are weird nowadays, and that's why I just stay in my own lane, and I try to be the best version of me possible because there's so many avenues to be negative in. It benefits very much so being positive, and I just attribute that to how I was raised. I have an amazing mother, My father was in and out of my life, and I've learned a lot from him and just watching how he has operated. But I had a stepfather who also stepped up and provided. And like I said, he's the one that introduced me to pro wrestling. And he might have sat down and taught me things, but I don't ever remember because I probably just let it go in one ear and out the other. But what he
Because you're
did,
a young kid.
yeah, but what he did do was lead by example. So I attribute my positiveness and my willfulness to be better in every aspect to just how I was raised. I'm a Texas boy, Southern, you know what I mean, a good old boy, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at my skin tone, people with my skin tone don't really say they're a good old boy, you know what I mean, but at my heart and my core, I'm just a Southern good old boy.
You're just an old soul.
I am.
You
I
are.
am.
You just ooze just the way you carry yourself.
Yeah. And
And
I
Jay
pride
didn't
myself.
have a father figure either necessarily, but he was raised
My-
by
yeah,
his
my
grandparents, so
grandpa
he's
died when I
all
was
like,
13.
like you talk to him, and you're like, you're an old man. Like
Yeah.
you can see it, like the way he carries himself, his personality. Just everybody absolutely loves him, just because he was raised by a very hard-looking, working grandmother and grandfather, and even though you also were lucky to have Uncle and Aunt Pam, which were more like siblings because they were closer in age,
Yeah.
but you know, nobody ever actually sat down and said, hey, this is how you do things, but he got some good examples. He got some bad examples, but he got some good examples, and so in that aspect you were really lucky.
Yeah,
I didn't get no examples when in that father aspect. My dad worked too much.
So like I said, my grandpa died when I was 13 years old. He was my father figure. My uncle kind of stepped up to the plate too, but he was also living, in
He's
South
a young
Carolina, or
man.
South Dakota, But my mom had me when she was 16.
Oh wow.
So I was, born with teenage uncles and aunts and stuff.
Everybody was just a kid.
Yeah, they were all kids, and they basically, like my Aunt Pam and my uncle when I was younger, they used to take me to do all kinds of crazy
Oh,
shit.
and they were mean too,
Yeah.
like legit.
My uncle especially.
Oh, Uncle, there's so many, like, you gotta tell Caine this story about how Uncle taught you to swim.
Yeah, we used to go to this place called Crystal Lake.
Oh gosh.
Here in Kansas, there
Here in
used to be.
Kansas.
It's not
Okay.
there anymore.
It was
Okay.
it was a sand pit, and they had this big tower in the middle of it. And when I was a little kid, I loved horror movies,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I was scared as shit in the
Yeah.
horror movies because I'm like 5, 6, 4. I'm young. I'm watching these movies when I'm young, and he took me to Crystal Lake, and he's like, Jason and Jaws are in there.
Oh man.
And then pushed him off.
And then, would throw me in the water.
Put the fear of God in you.
He said, you either swim or you don't.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
how
yeah.
I learned to swim. Mama just literally threw me in the lake, and she said, swim.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, I don't want to die. So
Right,
we
right.
figured that shit out.
He told somebody yesterday about one of the times when he threw me in. He was like, he threw me off the tower there that was on there, and I went in, and I wore floaties, and when I went in, the floaties went.
The floaties just slipped right off.
Yeah, it slipped
Classic.
right off.
Classic.
And he's like, "Oh shit!" He jumped in, coming at me, and he's like, "Where is he? Where is he?" And he sees me over there swimming to the shore, like,
Yeah.
like yeah.
Thanks, Uncle. Now I got it.
I can
figured
swim.
it out.
Classic.
Yeah, that's definitely the Gen X in us. Like, they didn't teach us shit. They just threw us in. And you want to figure it out? Here you go. There was no manuals, no
My
Google
Aunt Pam
shit.
wasn't as mean. She was nice, but I mean, like, she's still a teenager, so
She did some crazy
I grew up around some crazy shit.
Yeah.
So
It's a lot of fun. So let's get back to wrestling. So, you said Jeff Hardy. You said RVD.
Mm-hmm.
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. I could see the Ric Flair.
Yeah.
So what is some of your? Do you have a favorite match that you've watched that just like was the epitome of?
Yeah. It's the classic Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada
Oh yeah.
Dominion and Wrestle Kingdom matches. So I actually stopped watching wrestling whenever I was a teenager. I had a really troubled past, in and out of jail, rehabs, boot camps, mental institutions, stuff like that. We can get into that. And I was going through a spell where I was working a factory job, I was hanging out with people that had no direction, so in turn I had no direction. Well, I turned to wrestling again as just for comfort because I probably have undiagnosed ADHD, and so early 20s I would need some kind of noise and TV background to go to sleep, and so wrestling was something I would just put on, old TNA with a 6-sided ring, etc., etc. Well, in that, my mom found that I was getting back into wrestling again, so she bought me the newest WWE 2K game and an Xbox, and so I popped that bad boy in, and I'm seeing names I'd never seen before: Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor, etc., and I'm like, all right, who are these guys? So I start typing in names, and I find a list of top 10 wrestlers that have never worked for WWE. So you have all these guys, et cetera, and this was obviously before Shinsuke went to WWE. And
Was
so
he in New Japan at the time?
Yeah.
Right.
And so he was on the list, but the top 3 were Okada, Omega, and Hiroshi Tanahashi. So I'm looking these guys up, and I'm like, where are these guys wrestling? Oh, they're wrestling in New Japan Pro Wrestling? Okay. Oh, they're coming to America and not wrestling for WWE, they're wrestling for Ring of Honor? Okay, what's that? And just looking into all this stuff, I start listening to wrestling podcasts about all the external things outside of WWE. So then I find out about this godly match of Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada. And I didn't know they had 4 of them. So I put on the first one, and then I hear over commentary, it's like, oh, well, these guys have wrestled, before, and, they're revisiting this. So I immediately stopped, and I go and watch the first one. Great. Go watch the second one. Great. And I vividly remember I had a job where I was doing ECU, environmental cleanup. I was cleaning oil spills from transformers, like the most random labor thing that you could think. And so we would be on call where we would get, calls 2 hours away, etc. So I would just be in the back watching wrestling. And I remember vividly being in the work truck, watching Omega and Okada 3, thinking, this can't be real. And they go for 45 minutes.
Damn.
This can't be real.
I think I've actually watched one of those matches.
We
I love
watched a
Okada
couple.
though.
Yeah,
I think
Okada's
he's a badass.
Amazing. Yeah, he's amazing. But
There's some of them New Japan wrestlers that I'm like, oh
yeah, so Omega is actually my guy now, and it sucks that he's riddled with injuries and he's like not the version he was whenever I was first introduced to him.
yeah, he just was battling gout
Vertigo.
and was it a kidney?
I don't know.
It was something put him out for a good long while.
Well, he had vertigo too, and that's like a
Inner ear problem.
yeah. And so like that could really fuck you up long term.
Yeah, that's why Jeff doesn't wrestle.
Really?
He couldn't do the rolls and stuff in the ring and he couldn't even spin around. That's why he also stopped reffing. And he went to commentary because he has a really big problem. It's a middle ear problem, which is, I told him, is amazing because he can sing.
Yeah.
And he has an inner ear problem.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he can't do the turns and anything. Gets dizzy.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because he started at 45, I think is what he said. He wanted to be a wrestler. Finally pulled the trigger at 45. I'm like, buddy.
Right.
Yeah, and that's when he found out he had an inner ear problem. But
wow.
Kenny was out for a good long while.
A long while. I'm glad
We started watching when he came back finally, but I've kind of fell off on the AEW stuff for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's a wrestler's wrestling show. If you're there for the match in general, from bell to bell, that's a wrestler's wrestling show. WWE is a spectacle. It's for the family. It's for the household. It's entertainment. It's for you to go see and experience the whole grandiose thing and stuff like that. AEW is bell to bell wrestling.
Okay, I agree with you.
Mhm.
In certain aspects, I absolutely agree with you. All the Japanese wrestlers they have on there, I love every single motherfucking one of them. What is the big tall blonde I can't think of his name. I love him. I think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. But there are certain aspects, and it's not just AEW, there are certain aspects in WWE's trying to do it. They're trying to capture the 90s.
Yeah, I felt like for a while there, AEW was trying to be
ECW,
not
WCW.
Not ECW. I thought it was trying to be WCW when they were battling.
It's actually just when it
WWE.
comes to the females. There's certain things that they do with the females that I'm just like, this is not for me. That's not my. It's trying to bring back the Attitude Era where we're having bra and panty matches, where we're trying to do like dance offs, when we're trying to do sexual things in the ring, where we're at an age where women wrestlers
They can go.
They can go.
They can go, bro. Yeah.
So why do we need them to do those things? We don't need any of that. I understand you're selling a product, and part of the product is your body has to look good, and that goes for men and women, but more for women. I'm very much out of the whole, if you're going to do sexual things instead of having a match, why are we having a titty shake off instead of wrestling?
Yeah.
And I think all these women deserve so much more than that.
Yeah.
And that's why it bothers me. I'm a proponent for women wrestling.
Yeah. I feel like if we're going to go that route, it should be completely up to the women's discretion. And I feel like there is a niche for it, for an entertainment purpose that way, but it doesn't have to be so much as like where it's every week someone's top is getting ripped off.
Yeah.
Every week there's a potential bra and panties match, or someone's getting pushed in a pool, or women are being sexualized, and et cetera, et cetera. Like, I feel like, you know, if a storyline calls for somebody, so like a good example, when Trish, I think it was Trish Stratus, was learning how to do a hammerlock from Triple H, and they were doing that backstage segment, and Triple H was like, okay, well, reach under and try to grab my leg and reverse it, and she bends over, and Vince walks in, or something, and you know,
It's the timing.
It's the timing thing. It's a comedic relief. It's borderline sexual, but it's like not, you know, let me rip your top off. You know, I feel like that could be a proponent of it that drives a story if a woman can pitch for that. But I feel like with it being such a male-dominated industry, especially back in the day, men writing all that storylines, it's like, all right, you know, let's leave it in their hands. If they want to go that far and be provocative and edgy, leave it to them. Don't make it where we as men decide that, and then we're creeping them out and damn near pushing them out of the business.
You're isolating female fans. You want more female fans, you're isolating them. When
Yeah.
you're doing that,
Yeah.
I completely agree. Like if it was like that situation with Trish, and Trish is like, oh, I got an idea, and it's for comedic relief.
Yes.
Great. But
Yes.
if we're doing things like what was going on in the Attitude Era with the females, and I feel like that takes away. We worked so hard 2 years ago. They worked so hard to build up the women's division at WWE and AEW.
Yeah.
And then these last 2 years have slacked off,
Yeah.
and they're kind. I understand you want that same magic that was in the '90s, but you got a whole different audience now that you don't need to do that shit. And the problem with that is that when we come to indie shows, you get the quiet audiences because now you're watching actual wrestling. Now there can be some little things, right? But you're watching women who are working their asses off and actually going, and the crowd gets quiet. Only because it's not what they
understand or were exposed to.
Yeah,
And
because
it's
they're
like-
expecting bra and panty matches.
Yeah, you're pigeonholing women.
Yeah, and I hate that.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
deserve everything they get.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
they deserve all the flowers. So I'm fighting. I feel like I'm fighting this uphill battle, and I get bored with it. And I
I
just
kind of wish WWE would have another one of those tournaments they had back when they brought a bunch of the women from the indie circuit in. And,
Yeah.
or like even the cruiserweight one they did. That was
Yeah.
kick-ass.
that's just my little thing on it.
Yeah, you're definitely pigeonholing women, and you got to think now, especially since WWE is like it's a product to where, like I said, it's a spectacle. It's where you can bring the whole family and your children and stuff like that. It's like, all right, well, not everyone only has sons. You know, people have daughters, and you know, they want their daughters to have something to look up to just as much as their sons. You know, like, let's give them something to give them that confidence to say, hey, I can go out there and do that. Not let me go out there and be sexualized, because you know, this is a whole different topic, but I feel like everything nowadays is just sexualized. And like social media, Instagram posts, like modeling, television, like WWE has some pretty, and wrestling in general has pretty progressive fans where we have skipped past all that stuff. But like now, like with the OnlyFans and the models and et cetera, everything is so sexualized nowadays. It's like we don't have to keep doing this because we're just it's feel like that's the only thing we're giving our young women, young girls to look up to. And it's
We
sad.
don't have to stay in that box, though.
No.
You know, we got so far. We've come so far. We can expand. Because, like, my niece's very first wrestling show, first exposure to wrestling at all, was last night.
Yeah.
And the show was phenomenal. But if it had been anything less, if it had been any other one, I'd have been worried. Because I wouldn't want her exposed. I don't want her to watch AEW. I don't want her to watch WWE. I don't want her to watch these things because I don't want her to think that that's okay.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
Right.
But she had the grandest time, and I would be okay with her. Like, it's not going to happen. But if she decided to be a wrestler, I want her to know that she doesn't have to do this shit.
Right.
And that's why I want her to see people like Shooter Shailene and Mindy Grace and all these people, because they, if there's something sexual, it's because they want it.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I got a whiff of air
Take a drink.
right in my face.
Take a drink.
And she had the grandest time. She cried because she had to leave, and she cried for other reasons too.
Yeah.
So you are sober.
Yes.
Are you enjoying that?
Last
It's
night,
probably
actually,
a struggle.
last night was the toughest night for me. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. Yeah, because I stopped drinking for personal reasons and personal benefits. I feel like I could have, spent so much time progressing my career versus, being at the bar or winding down and drinking, because I can't just have one drink. You know what I mean? And then I'll justify it, by doing things like wrestling and traveling so much, where it's like, all right, I can, wind down a little bit or maybe have a celebratory drink, but it's never just one. And so then, whenever I stopped, I've actually shed a lot of weight, so I didn't even realize, it was holding on excessive weight where I wasn't looking my best also. So cutting out alcohol was a good personal choice for me. I went on a bender where I woke up one morning and I had the shakes.
Oh no.
But this is just a little personal tidbit. I have something going on legally where I need to stop smoking as well.
Oh.
So I am now 47 days clean from alcohol, and I am 11 days sober from weed. Last night, being so beat up after my match with Ray, and then having such a great night, show-wise, a great crowd, I almost wanted to justify having a celebratory drink, just one. But, I kind of got in my head, and I was, I didn't want to be the sober guy around a whole bunch of drunk people, because I don't know, like
That just sucks.
yeah. So last night, even at CJ's, which is the after party spot, it's our sponsor. Anybody that comes to a HCW show, meet us all at CJ's afterwards. I went out there and obviously got some food and said hey to y'all, took some pictures, but I just wasn't in a good mental headspace, and it sucked because we had such a good night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So last night has probably been the toughest since then, and it's because I wanted everything in my power to just justify having a celebratory drink. And like, I knew it was the devil. And mind you, I had a lot leading up to the show that was stressing me out, and then during the show that was stressing me out, and my buttons were being pushed in just certain aspects, and then little things. So I'm the type of person where if something big happens, I can't control that. I'm not gonna let it phase me.
Right.
But it's the small things that get to me. It's the small things where it's like, bro, that didn't have to happen. You know what I mean? Like, it boils my blood. So like a whole
And
bunch
it
of
adds up.
yes, bro, especially in a small 24-hour period. Or,
Oh, bud.
so like yesterday.
That's my whole week.
So yesterday, it was just a whole bunch of small things that were pushing my buttons. I was irritable. I was stressed because, being billed as the greatest match in HCW history without even locking up, on top of it being a big wedding day for y'all. And I knew Ray was going to be in the wedding, obviously. So, like, I knew when I was getting to the venue, I thought the wedding was actually going to be prior to the show. So I'm thinking that we have a very small window to put this together. Not only that, Ray's got to then go be a part of the wedding, then come back and change. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to officiate, put this match together, and kind of be the shot caller of this match on limited time and communication with Ray. And it has so much behind it. I was so stressed beforehand.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry.
No, don't. It's no fault of y'all's. It's how the business goes. It's how the dice rolls. But the wedding happened after the show. We had ample time. Me and Ray, we're one and the same. We're two peas in a pod.
Oh,
honestly.
I see it.
So our ideas meshed very well. It didn't take us much to put together what we put together. And, I just did my thing, and, I kind of got more comfortable with it. And so, on top of that, the small things, pushing my buttons and stuff like that, yeah. Yesterday was pretty hard. But, glory to God, He's done a lot with me. And like I said, I can't go back because I have so many eyes on me. Like, I can't. You know what I mean? I have so much to lose now. And back then, not even back then, hell, 45 days ago, I didn't have this much to lose. I wasn't training at Row. I wasn't on GCW. I didn't have these eyes on me that I do now. Like, my numbers on social media are skyrocketing now. My post for the Reality of Wrestling I just posted the doors of Reality of Wrestling. 28,000 views and 700 likes.
And the comments were insane. Bro.
I've never had social media pop off like that for me. So now everything after that post, I've been trying to keep that momentum. I'm getting 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 10,000, 11,000, 16,000 views, hundreds and hundreds of likes across both platforms. It's like 45 days ago, I didn't have this. You know what I mean? So now I have more to lose and a shit ton more to gain. So I just can't look back now.
You know, and I'll have to tell you this, because I know our opinion really doesn't really all that matter in the end. But for you to have the wherewithal to say, I need to step out, I need to go home, I'm going to call it a night.
Yeah.
I'm not in a good headspace, this is not fun for me, I need to separate myself from this situation.
Yeah.
Instead of taking yourself down a road you didn't want to go down. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Because, you know, there's so
Pretty
many
inspiring.
people,
Thank you.
there's a lot of people who can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't drink a whole lot. I just don't. Every once in a while I'll have a little bit of drink here, and I drank last night at the bar, but I get it. Like, I like to be DD, and I like to be situational awareness.
Yeah, you like to be in control of whatever you're going
Not
through.
necessarily control. I need to. It's a PTSD thing. I
Okay.
gotta know everything. I
Yeah.
don't feel safe if I don't know everything that's going on around me.
That's fair.
So that's
fair.
for the most part. And there are situations where I'll go to jail and be like, okay, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I'm at my done. Love everybody, but
Mhm.
at this point, if I don't, we're gonna have a breakdown.
Yeah.
And I'm not breaking down in front of everybody.
And that's just in comparison to things that you don't want to have happen anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to have that breakdown. You don't want to put yourself through that. I have a lot to lose now. And a
Absolutely.
lot of people that go through, you know, substance abuse issues or mental things like that, they don't have a lot that they can look at and be like, I can't risk losing that. A lot of the average people work 9 to 5s or work in a factory, and they don't give a damn about that job because they know that their boss doesn't give a damn about them.
Yeah, it's true.
So if they fall down that rabbit hole, oh well, I might lose my job. Oh well, I might lose my car that it gives me problem and it's just a cash grab anyways. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these things that society puts on us to have, like, it's like people can do without. And so a lot of people don't have avenues of things that they can look at and be like, I can't lose that. You know, kids are a big one. You know, once you have kids, you know, you have to do better for yourself for your kids' sake. I am blessed enough to have a thriving career right now where I can say, hey, I can't lose this. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so people that don't have those avenues, if you have any issues, mentally, substance abuse issues and stuff, find something that you like and enjoy and you can pride yourself on more than, you know, the drink, than the smoke, than the drugs or whatever, because once you can prioritize that and find life in that, it becomes so much easier to stop all the other stuff because you then have whatever that is to lose. And I'm not saying go out and have a kid, you know. Or,
Oh yeah, no.
you know what I mean?
Don't do that. It doesn't solve all your problems.
Yeah. But like, start
You
a
gotta,
hobby.
you gotta have something that brings you joy and figure out a way. Like, we have the wrestling,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
and we have the show, so that keeps us motivated to keep going. Because we are lucky enough to love our jobs. We are lucky enough that our boss loves us. That's not for everybody. I've worked many jobs that was absolutely miserable. Many factories, many hard labor jobs like everybody else. I worked men jobs for a long time.
And that's not to say our job isn't hard. It
Oh,
is
well,
very
no,
hard.
I'm not saying it's not at all.
But
If you
if
ever
it's a
carried a
job-
500-pound person, that's
But if it's a
decom.
job that you like, you know, it takes all that anguish away. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You
So-
can you could deal with the hard parts of it because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
For sure.
But it's that's a lifetime. We just happen to be in that part of our lifetime where, you know, go to work because we want to go to the wrestling show. And there are days we don't want to record, but I'm gonna regret it if I don't.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like when it's fucking hot, I don't want to sit in this room. It's hot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you're up there on the big stage, I'm gonna say I sat in the room and had a personal conversation with Caine motherfucking Carter.
Let's go.
And he knew my name, and he messaged me. I didn't have to reach out to him. He messaged me, and that was the part. I actually teared up. You had me in my car. I was running errands, and you messaged me, and I was like, of all the people at HCW, this motherfucker messaged me
Yeah.
to reach out, and I was like,
Well, I mean,
oh
look
my
at
god!
this.
I was like crying. I was like, that is the sweetest, most wonderful. No wonder they call you Stop It Sugar.
I mean, look at this. I mean, as much effort as y'all put into this room, the lights, the microphones, the headphones, the production you have on your laptop right here, like, y'all are doing the damn thing. If there's any platform that a wrestler would want to be on, y'all have one of them.
Oh, that
So,
is so sweet.
props to
That
y'all,
that
yeah.
that meant a lot because I
It
know
does.
you doing big things, dude. Like I have legitimate. You had me panicking last night.
Oh gosh.
I was like, I'm never gonna see him again. What do I say? What are my final words gonna be? That's what's running through my head all day. I was like, how do you say goodbye to somebody who? And I was telling Jay, I said, in 10 years when he's doing big things and whatever, he ain't even gonna fucking remember us. But I'm gonna
Oh,
have
stop.
this,
Oh, stop
and
it.
I'm like tearing. I'm like, I'm gonna miss him
I was
so
like,
much.
he'll remember us.
Of course.
I
Yeah.
know he'll
You
remember.
know what?
You'll be on that documentary where you do. There was an old couple one time, 20 years ago. I had a podcast room. It was really hot in there.
I'll say this on record right now. This won't be the last time I'll be on this podcast.
Awesome.
Okay, I hope not.
I'll make it an effort, because in HCW, I say this with the utmost confidence. People in Kansas have treated me better than a lot of people in Texas.
That's awful.
It's not awful. It's
It's your home state.
but with the cream of the crop in Texas, I'm constantly in competition with these people, or they're in competition with me.
Okay,
or,
fair enough, I
or
guess.
in comparison, you know what I mean? So it's like,
Texas wrestling is very different.
it's deep
Yeah.
and it's very clicked up. And if you're not a part of these certain cliques, it's easy to be left out.
Oh.
And that's where I fall in the category of, I'm not a Dallas guy, I'm not a Austin guy, I'm not a Houston guy, and I'm not a West Texas guy. And these are all major markets where Texas wrestling thrives. I am centrally located in my small hometown, where I'm an hour and a half south of Dallas, 2 hours north of Austin, 4 hours north of Houston, and I'm like 6, 7, 8 hours maybe from like the West Texas wrestling. El Paso, if I go the furthest west I can go, it's like 11 hours, right?
That's like Galveston area or San Antonio area.
I'm about 3 hours north of San Antonio also. I forgot to mention San Antonio.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
Well, I would think that that's not a bad location.
no, it's not a bad location, but the problem is like I know my worth, and I value myself, and I price myself accordingly. So a portion of it is you can get clicked up with your inner circle or the wrestlers in your city, and they'll drive 20 minutes down the road and work for you for $30. Whereas I know my value, I know my worth. I'm gonna charge you my full rate, unless we are working out some kind of deal where it's like, okay, I've never worked with you before, it's your first time in my promotion, let's work at a discounted rate, and we can slowly work up to that. If it's good business, I'll do it every time. But some people won't even have that negotiation discussion with me. They'll just overlook it because they got 5 people in their back pocket working for $20. They can get 5 wrestlers for my price.
Yeah,
You know
for
what I mean?
cheaper.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
But if they looked at it like a lot of what Billy does, and I give him all the props, is he looks at quality
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Because one thing I hear over and over again is everyone says this is a very tight locker room. It's not just everybody's jumping in.
No, not at all. Yeah.
There's
a
not that
roster.
many spots.
Yeah, there is a roster.
So like Billy's not just looking for just some Joe Schmo coming off the streets.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
puts
yeah.
together the greatest shows.
They're fantastic.
I'm not even playing. When I was telling people at the wedding, I was like, "You're gonna want to stay and watch this shit," because I can guarantee, just looking at the card, it's gonna be the grandest show they ever fucking did.
And that's not to put down any of the talent of the wrestlers in Texas. It's just the business part of it, where it's like, I know what some people get paid and what they charge, or the buddy system that they operate on. You know what I mean? And I am more of a businessman because I want this to provide.
You can't do it for free.
You can't. You know what I mean?
You got a car. You drove 7 hours. What you gonna do if your tire flat? You gonna need the money to put a new tire on the damn car. Otherwise,
Exactly.
what's the point?
And with inflation and stuff, you know what I mean? Sometimes, these trips that I go on and the prices that I'm getting, I'll just break even. That's not if I get food or energy drinks or like whenever I was drinking, having a few drinks afterwards. Now, obviously, cutting out drinking and meal prepping and management and stuff like that is easier. And then merch on top of that. If you're a merch guy like I am, you can substitute having a lesser pay for a grander opportunity for exposure. So I was told one time there's 3 E's. There's expenses, exposure, and I forgot the third one, but whatever, we'll skip over that. So if the expenses aren't there, if you're not getting paid your rate, is the exposure there? So will you take a lesser expense to go get exposure?
The benefit of the show.
The benefit of the show, the benefit of the talent on that roster? Can you go say that I worked a show with 2 AEW wrestlers, shook both their hands, got their contacts, and they sat and watched my match. You know what I mean? That's worth the lesser pay, because then you could turn around and sell merch and maybe make that back on the
or
back
even
end.
take shots, because I know you do this. You take shots from the match that is so enough that you could send it as a promotional video to up yourself to get you into even more venues. Is it going to be like that, or are you going to wrestle some 75-year-old man that shouldn't be wrestling anymore, and you're going to be like, why did I do this? I can't show anybody this.
Yeah, and that's along the exposure is the production value. So what I give Billy so much props, because since I've been here in the last 2 years, the production value has upped so much. I got pyro last night.
I know, it's cool, right?
I got pyro last night.
It is so fun.
We got Mason, Coley Creative, the best photographer, hands down. I'm going on record saying this, in the game right now. He's the best photographer in the game right now.
He legit is good.
And then we have live replays. That's shit that you see on TV, bro. So, like, the exposure of just the production value that Billy brings, it's worth it. You know what I mean? So, if the expenses aren't there, is the exposure there? If the exposure isn't there, get your expenses. You know what I mean? And it's a business, and all the wrestlers that work for less just because they want to wrestle every weekend, you're kind of watering down the playing field for wrestlers that value themselves. You know what I mean? My bookings went down detrimentally once I started valuing myself accordingly, because, like I said, they can have 5 guys for my price. You know what I mean? But if those guys in due time start valuing themselves and increase their price, now the playing pool is even, and it's like, all right, if I'm going to be paying these guys all of the same rate or surrounding rate, I got to pick the best one out of them. And then that really exposes who's good, who's not, but not only who's good and who's not, who's a draw.
Yeah.
Who's going to drive ticket sales? Who's going to drive people to stay the entire show? You know
But
what I mean?
well, you also do that a lot of people don't, is that you're not just there to show up, wrestle, leave, and get your shit out. Like,
Nah.
you're not a dick like that.
Nah.
Like, you'll help set up. I've seen you help set up. I've seen you help tear down when you can. I've seen you come out and actually spend time with the fans.
All the
and
time.
like, you're here with us right now. And I understand the expense thing, because that's one issue that we have with women, because there's so few of them. They market themselves or price themselves where they should be, because there are so few of them.
Absolutely.
But that does make it harder for some promotions to get a lot of females in, and I understand that. But I wouldn't want them to drop their fucking prices. I mean, I get it. When you got 50 men and 2 females.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm charging you a shit ton, because you don't have any females. You want a women's division. Yeah.
There's a niche for
You
it.
want it, get it.
There's a niche for it.
So if you're a great wrestler, price yourself to your value.
Yeah.
Did you know that we are on the commentary team in Salina?
No.
Yeah.
Really?
We do
We
commentary in Salina for HCW.
We just debuted.
So if Billy would run consecutive shows, I would love to go up and work in Salina. The problem is trying to get up to Kansas twice a month.
Yeah, that is hard for you.
You know what I mean? So I might, and whenever I won the HCW Independence Championship, he was like, well, you're my champion now. You got to come work in Salina. And I was like, all right, well, pay me accordingly, or let's put some show. And Billy pays. Billy pays me my rate.
He tries to
You know
take
what I
care
mean?
of everybody.
But coming twice a month is difficult. But I wish he would run maybe 2 or 3 a year consecutively, where and he runs on Saturdays in Salina, or what days does he run in Salina?
Salina Saturday.
Saturdays. So
But he tries to keep them where it's like every other week, so we get a week off.
yeah.
Because when we do them back to back, that's so hard.
I can imagine.
That is so hard.
And it might not be the best business model. I'm just speaking from my personal wants to get up to Salina also.
Yeah.
But if it's not profitable business, I get that too. You know what I mean?
I don't know what he's got planned for next year. I'm sure pretty soon he's going to be like knocking down the dates. But I didn't know if you knew that we were on the commentary with Mr. Jeff and Salina.
Had no idea.
Yeah, we're making moves too.
Good.
We're doing things.
That's awesome.
It kind of snuck up on us because Jeff went out of town, so they didn't have a commentary in Salina. Like, not this last time, but the time before. So he just walks up and he said, hey, I got a job for you guys. Would you be on commentary tonight? And I immediately started shaking. I don't care if I used to perform or not. I was shaking from head to toe. I was like, I need a drink. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And then he decides to come up and says, hey, you're singing the national anthem too.
Oh,
And
gosh.
so, yeah, my night was miserable. I cried a lot. But we did the damn thing. And then apparently everybody loved it so much that he invited us to be the commentary team in Salina, just in Salina. And this last time we're trying to find a rhythm, because when you start a new thing, you got 3 people trying not to overtalk each other, trying to listen to each other, and trying to have banter. Like, we have banter with Jeff anyway, but we were trying to do a good job and stay PG for the whatevers.
Yeah, because we got bad mouths.
And then I came in, I came in with a migraine too, so that didn't help. But once we get that rhythm going, man, it's gonna be a grand fucking time.
That's awesome.
It's
Congratulations.
weird to be on commentary versus a fan.
So it's weird being on commentary versus a wrestler too. I remember I just was bored during the show after my match one time. I was like, let me go do guest commentary for my buddy's match. And so obviously at times there's a good commentator and there's a bad commentator where it's like the one commentator has to be heel heavy. You know, he likes the heels and they can tell the story. You know what I mean?
The other one going, this is bullshit.
And the other
Somebody
one's-
kick him out.
Yeah, and the other one's like, oh, good, get him. You know what I mean? So like, I was the good guy at that company, and I hop on commentary, and the heel commentator is just ripping into me, and it blindsided me. So like,
you weren't ready for it.
I don't have any comebacks or anything like that, and I'm almost getting like shit on. On live commentary, and I'm like, yeah, I won't do this again.
That's okay, because Jeff, the way they had Shooter won the women's championship. She won the Sunflower Champion up there, and I was so excited because I was like, this is my moment to like talk about women's wrestling. And with the migraine and everything that had going on, I was like, yeah, it's great.
Nah.
What the fuck? I was like, that I gotta go.
Damn.
Of all the times I say all kinds of shit, but the one time I get like somebody gives me a platform to say I love women's wrestling, I don't care who they are.
You crumbled.
Yeah, fucking folded like a goddamn chair. It was
That's hilarious.
awful.
That's so funny.
I'm gonna take a quick break.
Cool.
And then do you want to come back and start talking about the show?
Let's go.
That way you can get home.
Let's do it.
All right, I'm gonna take a pause. So I have one quick question before we get into the show. Okay.
Okay.
So somebody told us to ask you about the ring rats. I have to ask you. I can't let you leave here now. And I'll have to say this is probably one of the most in-depth, heartfelt episodes we've had so far. So thank you. I appreciate
feel like
it.
there's a lot we haven't even touched on, so thank y'all.
Yeah. So let's talk about them damn ring rats. You is a handsome mofo. You is a handsome mofo, and I know you've had your fair share of attempted situations.
Yeah, I have.
You don't have to go into that much detail.
No. So I get a lot of love. You know what I mean? But as far as I wouldn't say that there's rats in Texas. Okay, so Texas is square. Everyone in Texas is like we talked about the progressiveness of wrestling fans and stuff like that. And that's just bred a lot of squareness in wrestling. You know what I mean by squareness? Everyone's a square.
Yeah.
Like
Boring.
whereas we go out and we have a bar sponsor and we go out and, you know, whenever I was drinking, you know, we'd go drink and hang out and we'd all bundle up at somebody's houses and we'd be smoking and toking and whatever. Like in Texas, you don't get that. You really don't get that.
Everybody going home?
Everybody's going home. Yeah, it's weird. So like
That is not what I expected.
yeah, it's crazy. So whenever I first started coming around here and the whole roster was going to the same spot afterwards, it was like, whoa, of course I'm gonna go. You know what I mean? So as far as like rats go, I have had my fair share of fans show interest. Not to the point of where it's like, pick me, look at me, oh, I gotta get in with you, da 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 da. I've had some organic things spawn from meeting people in wrestling, so it's not to say that I haven't hooked up with a wrestler or, you know, started talking to a fan, you know, that has built something, but it like I have respect for everyone just as much as you know I would for friends, family, or colleagues and stuff like that. So with women, you know, I'm never in a situation where like I'm gonna be a Ric Flair.
Oh yeah. You ain't banging everything that's got two legs.
No.
You know what?
And that's
though?
crazy because
they
there's
assume you do because you're pretty.
Yes, there's a trope where it's like, I get it all the time. It was like, oh, you got hoes and this, that, and the third. And let me tell you, I'll go on record to say right now, I have no game at all.
I met him, so I can kind of attest to that.
So,
It's all right.
The old soul in me is like, I'll shoot it to you straight. Like, what are we doing? We gonna go back to a room after this, or is like, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna swoo you with some game. I'm not gonna spit a whole bunch of lies. You know what I mean? I'm not some playboy type where it's like, hey, we're grown now. What are we doing? Oh, like, is this what we're doing? Like, or just tell me what it is, and
Be
I'm gonna
up
tell
front.
You, yeah, and I'm gonna tell you what.
Like,
it is.
is this a one night thing? We're gonna go have some fun,
Yeah.
or are you wanting a relationship so just be upfront with me, because if you're mad at me tomorrow, because I didn't know what you wanted and you didn't tell me, like, that's an old school mentality. That's because that's how our brains work.
For sure.
But I tell Jay he got hoes all the time. I used to call him a man hoe all the time.
And I
man whore.
And I have my fair share of, like, you know, like, being a man hoe, but
you gotta go through that phase. If you don't, then you ain't never gonna settle down.
And a man, you know, it's kind of, I wouldn't say ingrained in us, but it's like,
you're sowing your seeds, sir. You gotta do your thing.
You know, you gotta.
It's all right. You're a pretty guy, though.
And people have fun. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with having fun and hookups and stuff like that, as long as you're doing it safe, et cetera, and you're not doing it in a manner where it's like you're making someone feel obligated.
Yeah, don't be disrespectful about it.
Yeah, so like the whole Me Too movement, where there was a lot of people using their power in wrestling to try to get people to sleep with them, like, that's just utterly ridiculous.
It's gross.
You know what I mean?
It really is.
Anybody that I've hooked up with through wrestling, as far as being a wrestler or a fan, that, you know, we hit it off, it's always been mutual. It's always been gradual, not really like a one night after a show type deal.
Yeah, you ain't behind the bar.
No.
We're just gonna go to the worst part of town, and I'm just gonna binge over in the alley, and I'm not calling you tomorrow.
Man, you missed me with that.
Yeah.
You missed me with that.
Look, that's too much drama, because then that's when you get stalkers and shit. Like, you don't need all that. You got too many moves you trying to make.
I actually had someone try to ruin my career because I wouldn't settle down with her.
Oh,
but that came through a process of her showing her true colors, and I was like, hey, if you want to be that way, that's fine. What we did was what we did, and that's perfect, but, like, I don't want to expose and subject myself to your actions. You know what I mean? So, like,
it's bad now. It's gonna be bad later. It's not gonna get any better.
I wouldn't even say it's bad. It's just few and far between experiences have happened for me. You know, so it's not common. There was only one experience of that. You know, a handful of experiences with hookups through wrestling. But I mean, it happens. I've seen so much worse. You know, I've seen people sleeping with other people's wives.
Oh my God!
Promoters using their ways of, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen it all, and there's so much drama and stuff that goes on through the relationships in wrestling. It's like, I damn near don't even want to have my relationship in wrestling no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whenever I first broke in, it's like you're gaining attention, you're gaining exposure, you're gaining more traction, and especially being from a small town, I break into different markets where I'm going to different cities and meeting more people. So naturally, of course, I'm going to fall into this way of life where it's like, all right, well, I met this lady, she was cool, you know, she followed me on Instagram, whatever, blah, 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 and let's see where it goes, et cetera, et cetera. But the more you're exposed to that lifestyle and being an entertainer and being a public figure, going back to the sobriety thing, like, I have a name, I have a status, and I have something to lose. So if I wouldn't run the risk of ruining my career on my own personal vices, why would I run the risk of ruining my career for somebody else?
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, and that's just smart, because all you need to do is hit it big, and then shit get, because you know when they pull shit, like,
oh yeah,
God, you know, if Jay and I were ever famous, we'd be fucked. We'd be fucked. We done some shit.
Yeah.
Definitely done some shit.
I mean,
so
too.
Y'all don't need to look. You don't get to 45 without doing some shit.
Right.
So,
right. And like I said, I have that track record of going to jail and etc. And there was things that I got caught for, and there's things that I didn't get caught for. You know what I mean? So, like, I have that too.
You ain't the only one in this room that's got a record.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you all right? I've been arrested twice.
Twice?
Yeah. I was before I was 16 though.
I did some real bad shit, though.
No, he did. He beat up a cop.
I beat up a cop.
Ah, really?
Yeah, he was on acid.
I took a bunch of LSD and ended up on some lady's farm. And
pretending to get shot by a shotgun,
she pulled a gun on me, and then when she did, I was like, oh, and fell back like I got shot. She called the cops on me when the cops showed up.
I just imagine being that lady.
Yeah, when the cops
big
showed
as
up.
he is, in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I ended up punching the cop, knocking him out, and
he
took
don't
6
remember
other cops
anything.
But
he has the police report. You ought to read the police report. Like, that is the funniest shit ever. He's like, I was following a dog. The dog told me to lay in a hole, and they found him in a hole. No dog. He's like just off on his own little fucking adventure. But yeah, he got arrested. He woke up to a fucking chain to the floor at the jail.
Oh wow.
Had to have Grandma and Aunt Pam come bail his ass out.
Psychedelics are there. That's actually the legal stuff I'm going through right now.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, you're just like, fucked up.
So
well, no. So it was just possession. You know, I had it in my possession, and you know, I got to go through the whole deferred adjudication process, and if I go through that, you know, it'll be expunged from my record, and I won't be a felon, thank God. But whenever I got indicted for it, somebody found the public record and sent it to one of my promoters and was like,
shit.
is this really a guy you want to have on your show for kids and stuff like that? And it's obvious that they had never seen who I was and how I operate, because kids are number one for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it
See,
happens.
that's the shitty part about everything being public record, and like it's so hard. You have to move different.
Yeah.
Because little things can jam you up. And that's a lifelong thing. Like, the older you get, you're like, yeah, it may be fun. We could go on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, and it'd be a grand time.
Yeah.
But at what cost? Like, I don't want to lose my house. I don't want to lose my relationship. I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to lose
and
my
with stuff
shit.
like that, you don't have control over your body. You know what I mean?
No.
To a certain extent, on some drugs and some stuff, like you can manage it. But even the smallest doses of psychedelics, like you kind of lose control of like your senses, and I mean, you know, you can still operate and stuff like that, but once you go deep down that hole, like you said, you take that trip on that rocket ship, you don't know where you're at. You're in space mentally, but your body could be in a field thinking the dog's telling you to get into a hole.
Yeah, look, I'm one of
That's
these.
literally what it was.
I'm
man.
going to
And
probably.
I mean,
Yeah, he's not proud of it. It's not something we're bragging about it, but it did happen. You know, we fucked up. I got caught being out past curfew. Was the first time I was detained, and I got caught stealing from a store.
Yeah.
And I actually took the rap for a girl I was with, because that's just how I roll. That's the kind of person I am. Like,
Yeah.
if we're stealing together, you didn't steal shit. I took it, and I did.
That's fair.
But then I got married at 18. I was a mom of 3 kids, and I moved different. Like, my kids, because of the way I grew up, I didn't want my kids. Like, I never drank around my kids. I still don't drink around my kids.
Oh, nice.
I think I had a beer in all my life in front of my children. That no drugs, none of that, because I didn't want them to have that lifestyle.
Right.
I didn't want them to see, and I was always worried something would. The one time I'd slip up would be the time that something happened with my kids, and then I'd be going to panic mode. I wouldn't be able to help them.
Yeah.
So I never operated like that. Like, my kids, once I had them, that's priority. Yeah, I'd love to have a good time. I'll go out. Like, their dad would stay home or something. Not very often, like once every 6 months. But I didn't do that around them. And if I came home quietly, so they never saw me in that, because I didn't want them to think that was okay.
Right.
And I wanted them to carry themselves differently.
Yeah. Like I said earlier.
Like, you want to do that stuff on your own once you're 18, you're going to, right?
Yeah.
Like, you do what you're going to do, experience life. I want you to. I don't want you to get high, but you know what I mean. I want you to experience life so you can learn what you like and what you don't like, and I don't want you to have any regrets, but at the same time, I don't want you to be a drugged out alcoholic because that's all you know.
Right.
I was not going to put that in my kids' lives.
Like I said, at some point you just have bigger things to live for and to worry about, and beyond your personal wants and needs. So that's cool. Like, yeah, with your personal wants of doing whatever, you know, you can still manage it enough to not be exposed to your children like that.
I was always worried I was going to be a drug addict too.
Really?
I really was. I have
well,
like
they
that
used to
person.
tell us that motherfuckers are going to be on the corners just handing out drugs when we were younger.
That's true.
Yeah.
For free. Every Halloween, you were going to get free drugs? What the fuck? Where was that? I never got free drugs ever.
Yeah, thanks.
I've paid for all my drugs. Where is all the free drugs? Because
Right.
the thing is like, I didn't. I don't remember what I was going to say now. I moved different when it came to being a mom. I wanted to be the best mom I could put forward.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that I didn't do really stupid shit. I just happened to learn from my stupid shit really early.
Right.
Like, I grew up real fast.
Yeah, me too.
I've been working since I was 10 years old.
Oh, wow.
At
That's
least
fast.
one job.
That's fast.
Well, I'm one of 7 kids too.
Yeah.
I only have 2 other siblings.
Oh,
so
yeah. When
like,
it gets to that point, it's like once you get a certain age and you can start fending for yourself, it's like you might as
helping
well.
mama pay bills.
Exactly.
We paid water bottle.
Or you're putting food in your own stomach,
Mm-hmm.
because mama's got to worry about, you know, the baby food that's way more expensive than adult food, which is
Insane.
Crazy.
Not even to mention the formula and the diapers.
Yeah.
Like, it gets go and look. So I like, if you get your shit together, I'm happy for you. I really, really fucking am. We just happen to be lucky enough that our kids are all grown now.
Yeah.
Go off with your own lives and make your own mistakes, and then you can blame me later.
Yeah.
Cause
Just don't call me for bail.
oh, that's what I was saying. Is like, I was always worried I was gonna be my body, if I take pain meds, I don't take pain meds at all. Ibuprofen, acetaminophen, Benadryl. That's all I take, because my body will like it too much, and it'll crave it. Even though I'm not mentally addicted to it, my body will. So that scares me. So that's why I keep myself in check, because I feel like I could very easily fall into that trap of becoming a drug addict or an alcoholic. I could do it very easily.
That's just having a strong mental.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, we don't need to do that.
Right.
You know, cocaine's expensive.
Yes, it is.
So-
And it goes fast.
It goes back.
Yeah,
goes
goes up your nose.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
So-
You think, yeah, I'll buy this and it'll last me for a while. That mug.
Two
is
lines
gone.
later, you're like, what?
Damn, I'm almost out.
Been there.
Yeah, no shit. Okay, so last night we had the Osage show, HCW. It was live at it was July 25th at Osage Rec Center here in Wichita, Kansas. It was extremely hot, but they had them air conditioners a blowing as
The
best as they
action was
could.
hotter.
The action was hotter.
Yeah.
Look, 253 stand. They had signs, and I've never seen that. We've been to every single we've only missed one HCW show in 4 years,
Oh, wow.
and that's because I had to work,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And it was standing room only. They had signs on the doors, so I
Doing
was
big
like, dude,
things.
let's go.
Doing big things.
I hope we keep this up, because Salina was just as fucking big.
Oh, really?
Oh God, yes. And I was like, holy shit! Like I got a little overwhelmed. Damn near selling out of VIP tickets, and they sold out in Salina. They sold out of premium tickets as well.
Oh, nice.
They were pulling out chairs.
Nice.
So I feel like we're on an upswing.
Yeah.
Building. There's a lot more eyes on it.
It's good that we emptied the clip with this card, because
Yeah.
with a lot of the newer people coming, we won them over.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can't tell you how many people like that was so cool. Pam, his Aunt Pam, I did tell her she was a pervert, but she just thought you were the greatest thing since sliced bread. She's like, send me those pictures.
Oh,
I was like,
gosh.
you calm down, yo lady. Just look, he's old enough to be your grandson.
But
Just
hey, listen, if
chill.
the older ladies have a thing for me, I'm not against it. I'm really not
she
against it.
look, you got to see those pictures. Like I've never seen her smile
Dude,
that
she
big.
had a vice grip hug on me. Like
Yeah, she did.
nothing.
I thought I was gonna have
She-
to pry her off.
That's why I
It's the
told her, I
jaws of
said,
life.
let go, pervert. He has to go home. He don't want to be here no more. Let him go. I
Yes.
know he's pretty. I know you're pretty. You know you're pretty. Without the arrogant head, you know you are. But, like, come on.
They gave me a good out, because like I said, I wasn't in the best headspace last night. But going back to the fans and stuff like that, it's what I do. It's why I do what I do. So that gave me a good out to leave on a higher note.
Yeah.
So, thanks, Aunt Pam.
Our other friend, Mandy, who got a picture with you, she was a little disappointed because not everybody came out to the CJ's, which is the sponsor in the after party spot. Not all of them. She was like, she'd never seen wrestling before.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, that is the great. When's the next one? I'm going. And she's decided that they're going to go to all the HCW shows. We're
Beautiful.
going. They want to go out to Salina and all this. And she's like, she said the first one, I turned to my husband. I said, does that say sugar on it? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, can I get a picture with him? I told her husband, I said, calm down. It's all right.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not jealous. I don't have to worry. I was like, nah, I know. I know he's pretty though. So you just sit down. It's
Yeah,
all right.
They call me Sweet Cheeks in Texas.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they make signs and they glue candy onto the signs. Yeah, and I get a chant, a sweet cheeks.
Wow.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
I feel like they're as me. You're old enough to be my kid, so I'm probably not gonna do that.
Yeah. I get
But you know, if you like it, you're just.
hey, my cheeks are sweet.
No, I'm not gonna deny that you've taken very good
Did
care
you
of
see the
yourself.
sign I had with when you wrestled Tino?
Remind me.
I had it. So we had a Tino Valentino sign, and on the other side it says you can't make cake without sugar.
I
Because
don't think
Tino
I saw
has
that one.
cake. Tino makes cake. He hits you with the cake.
Yeah.
He
So like
made
for that match,
sign.
I made a sign that said you can't make cake without sugar.
Oh, I do remember that. It was yeah. I do remember that. So I straight up stole his move, his
cake.
move. Yeah. Once they started calling me Sweet Cheeks, I was like, I know exactly who I'm stealing from.
You know, the more invested we get in the card or the people,
Yeah.
the harder it is for me to chant and or boo.
Yeah.
And when he put you with fucking Tino Valentino, I thought I was gonna die.
Hey, our chemistry was fantastic, and I'm glad that was, I think it was the first or second match at HCW for me in 2026, and they were calling for it being a match of the year, and it was within the first month or two.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they put us together too. Me and Tino had great chemistry, and it's easy because Tino has a gimmick. He's the love machine.
The machine.
Yeah, I pride myself on being a wrestler's wrestler. Very big on fundamentals, very big on making everything look crisp, making the match make sense, and like I said, just being a wrestler's wrestler. So whenever you can have someone that can play off of someone else's gimmick, and then someone whose gimmick they are dialed in and they know what it is, you kind of can't do no wrong.
Yeah.
You know, I did tape study with AJ Francis, and I showed him that match with me and Tino, and he didn't really have a lot of complaints.
It was a good time. Tino is one of those, like, he has a great balance in that you are the wrestler's wrestler, right? Tino has that great balance with character,
Charisma,
and the skill to back it.
He can go.
So that's why I think we love him as much as we do.
Yeah.
Because it's not just, I love silly wrestling. I'm a silly wrestling for life bitch.
Yeah.
But you can do both. He does it with the great wrestling and the silly.
Yeah,
and that's like the both of, he's like the mix of both worlds.
Yeah. I flipped him off and he kissed my finger.
Yeah.
At least he didn't do what I thought he was gonna do, and it was just a kiss. So, so we started the show with a wedding. It is done.
Congratulations again.
You are Mr. Clark.
Did you see her choke slam me?
I did not.
She choke slammed me
What?
in the ring.
Listen, so you got to get your get back whenever y'all renew y'all's battle.
You know I have to deal with this mofo every day, right?
So I think the reason she choke slammed me was because the last show that we had, I gave Blade brass knuckles.
He brought them in.
I brought them in without telling her. I handed them to Blade, and she looked at me and she goes, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Oh, God.
He lied to me.
I did. She thought, she was like, that's equivalent to cheating on me.
Oh,
Because he even had it. He had them in this pocket, and he casually switched them to the other pocket, so I didn't know.
Oh,
so
'cause you
that's
were
a
sitting on that
lie.
side?
That's a deceit.
That's
That
very
is
funny.
deceitful.
That is deceit.
If you want to get down to the facts.
And and I can't wait to get to the Blade match because what happened after the match?
Oh
Yeah.
my God. So we did the wedding. It was beautiful. Thank you, HCW, for allowing us to do it. Thank you for everybody that helped. There's several people that were my friends that helped, but the wrestlers for setting up, being patient, trying to stay calm while it was a lot going on, and I appreciate everybody having grace yesterday and just being kind with all the new people coming in, going, and trying to get everything. I can't thank everybody enough.
We got a lot of love, and I appreciate it.
Everybody did what they're supposed to do. Even though I was a little crazy and stressed out and very, 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 very hot, it worked out, and it's done. And it is what it is, and it was a grand time. And then so after that was done, we had a VIP match, and it was a shorter match, but that was okay, because it was Arthur A. Royal, or Arthur A. Royal, depending on who's talking, versus Colton Kenneman. And my niece fell in love with apparently Arthur, and she was so mad that he lost, and I don't know why, because I'm like, meh. I was all for Colton.
Yeah.
I love me some Kenneman. That's my favorite Spice Girl. I call him Mr. Cinnamon.
I'm dead. He actually took me he pushed me whenever he got a title shot, 2 months ago. So
He is full triangle now.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
He's wider than the door.
Yeah.
I keep teasing him, like, do you have to turn to get in?
Yeah.
We used to call him the Suave Man, the Pantene Pro V commercial guy.
Oh gosh, his hair is something.
It's pretty.
Yeah, he's got second best hair in HCW behind me. You know what I mean?
We're gonna have to ask the fans.
Actually, you know what? He may have third best hair in HCW.
Oh.
You know who comes into a nice second?
Who?
Ray Leone.
That's not nice.
I'm kidding.
So that was a great match, a great way to start. But Colton ended up with the win, which is great, because I think Arthur needs to focus. He's still, even he did his interview on Bumping Chops, he's still focused on the Prodigy. Like, I don't know, he needs counseling. He needs to sit down and say, like, sir, you have an obsession, and now it's getting to stalking, so we probably should, like, I legit think he has, like, a poster of Prodigy above his bed, and, like, he just sits there listening to, like, angry bitch music from the 90s. Like a lot of Alanis Morissette and Meredith Brooks. And he's like, just looking at him like, I hate you.
Better than having my poster up there.
Hey. I would probably say yeah, because you go over to Arthur's house and you're like, dude, what?
Yeah, don't obsess over me like that, buddy.
Yeah, he's full on obsessed. It was a great match though. It was a grand time. I'm going to assume one of these days we'll see it again. Probably. Arthur's he's very new, and he's learning quickly.
Yeah,
His promo game's on point though.
that's good.
I ain't never seen he talk a lot of shit though. I keep telling him he need to learn to sometimes shut the fuck up. But when he broke into Bumping Chops, they do that game, that promo game that they have.
Yeah,
Okay.
they have a game.
It's called Smack Talk Showdown,
Okay.
where they just
Basically,
cut promos on each other.
Basically, what it is you get so much time to cut a promo on, but they give you the character and the
And the
what you gotta
situation.
play,
okay.
and where you're at and everything. So you have to be like that.
And he pulled out an Italian accent, and then at one point they stop it, and you have to do whatever.
They give you something silly to do,
So he had to plug his nose.
like something smelled.
And believe it or not,
And he's
the
like,
Italian accent,
Stallion.
the Italian accent got better after he plugged his nose.
Oh wow, interesting.
I was like, for you being as young
It's
as you
gonna
are,
be
that's
worse
crazy.
than the what do you say? The Valentine's Day Massacre.
Yeah, I don't know.
Good reference. Good reference.
It was a great match.
He
Great
did-
way
he
to
did
start
good.
the show. But the first match was for the Independence title, and it was the illustrious Ray Leon versus the Sugar Cane Sweetest Tea Caine Carter. And we knew automatically before going in this match it was going to be phenomenal.
I wasn't ready for it though. When it started, and I was like, dude, I thought I was ready for this. No, I'm not.
We
ready
tried
for
to
this.
gear up,
Yeah.
but it is hard to cheer or boo against two people you not only love but respect madly. And I was hearing people say, people were talking about it before, like you said, this was going to be a straight clinic.
Yeah.
This was a easy contender for match of the year, and it is, because that was. Y'all move so damn fast. Like sometimes it's hard. Like Ray moves fast anyway.
Yeah.
So some people will struggle with keeping up with him because he moves so fast sometimes.
Yeah.
It's no fucking problem, bro.
No. Not at
That
all.
was a phenomenal match. At one point, I'm like, like that watching a tennis game.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Like I said, we're two peas in a pod.
So it kind of reminded me, the match in itself is the old ECW match between Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that's a
High
great
praise,
match,
high
you know.
praise.
So those are the styles matches I love.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
love the reversals,
The lockups,
the quick pins and the
that
kicking
actual like
out.
straight, not big moves, but like wrestling moves,
Yeah.
like old school wrestling moves. That's the best. That's the heart of it. So that's the best part to watch. It was extremely hot in there, but man, that fucking action in the ring, I was like, oh, good God. Although you got thrown out, or no, the rolling out shit you did. Bro, Jay is sitting there screaming. He's like, he's just going to keep going to the other end.
Right before that, you hit the bottom rope.
The middle turnbuckle. Actually.
Yeah, you smacked it, and I was
yeah.
worried. I was like, oh shit, and the medic came out, and I was like,
Yeah, that's why I damn near got concussed.
yeah.
Bro, you
It
were
looked
laying
like
there, and I was like, I would just stay there. Is that floor feel good? Because
Yeah.
I legit would just like, nah, give
And
me.
then Ray threw you back in the ring, and you just kept rolling. I was like, he's gonna roll all the way to the other side.
That's
And
ring,
all
that's
you see-
ring awareness.
Exactly.
All
That's
you
what I
see
said. I was like,
from
that
our
is
point of view is
smart.
you see Caine, and then you don't see Caine, and I was like, man, I missed it. Dang it.
Yeah.
That's so smart. But that match was amazing, and you retained your title. You are
Yes.
still the independent champion.
Yes, reigning and defending. It took me defeating the undefeated Chance Kerrigan, and now someone who has sat atop of the mountain at HCW for years. I'm gonna step away from my humbleness right now to say that arguably I am the top of the mountain at HCW right now.
I was about to say that'd make you top guy right
Yeah,
now. You beat
I don't-
both the top guys.
I don't care that Chance Kerrigan is your HCW champion. He took nefarious means to get there, and played a whole bunch of mind games. And to his credit, he did take Ray off of his game, But I don't think that calls for any more credibility than straight up defeating two of the best guys in the company. I didn't do no shortcuts. I didn't do no mind games. We got in the ring. They rang the bell. It was mano a mano. And on both occasions, I defeated the best two wrestlers in HCW. So what does that make me?
Business.
And what I loved about it was the handshake at the end. Like, there's the camaraderie. Because I'll tell you what, Ray has been in the slump.
Mm-hmm.
And he's finally what we're calling the spark.
Yeah,
he's finally starting to see that. And you
If
saw
that
that last night in the ring.
If that match didn't give him the spark, that handshake should have. If that handshake didn't give him the spark, Ray, you're in deep waters. You got to find something to pull yourself out of it, because I believe in you just as much as the next person and just as much as all the fans. You were at the top of the mountain. Your best friend did what he did. And I told you, Ray, there's a video out there where I told you, if you didn't pull your head out of your ass, you wouldn't be at the top of the mountain anymore. And I don't know if you listened and just didn't take me serious. I don't know if it went in one ear and out the other. But I called it. I saw it coming from a mile away. So you're in this position now. I can only give you the best that I can, and that was the handshake. And we had words in confidence in that ring that no one else heard but just me and you. I hope you take that and you find your way, because Kansas needs guys like you. Kansas needs guys like me. At one point, they needed guys like Chance Kerrigan, but Chance is on a whole nother path right now. So it's only up to us to just hold the fortress down.
And you guys are doing an amazing job.
Thank
I
you.
will have to say that.
Thank you.
And that's a hell of a way to start the fucking show. It's like we just blew everything up, and then we're just gonna keep going.
Keep it rolling.
Then we moved into Andrew Lucha Bridge, which we haven't seen in a minute. It's been like 2 months.
It's been a little bit, yeah.
2 months versus fucking Gavin Bush.
Listen.
I don't know who invited Gavin. I didn't invite him.
Listen, I coming from a guy that used to be very cocky, and arrogant, and the bad guy. I respect Gavin for what he's doing, but his mind is way further than his actions. You know what I mean? He thinks that he's so much further than what he is, man. And a part of it was Dickie, right? That Dickie used to run with him, right? Yeah. Part of it was probably Dickie, boasting his head up a little bit, But Gavin has potential.
He's a whole, because this was for the Adelug title.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that if the cabinet did not come out and assist Mr. Bush.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah. We would
How do you
have
feel about the cabinet?
That's Shane Davis,
And
Dickie, and Gavin. The cabinet. Now, Kit says it's like a kitchen cabinet, full of food.
I think that's the dumbest name ever. What?
It's vote for Bush. He's Mr. President Bush for president.
Huh?
That started last year. Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, apparently.
See, I'm neck deep in what I got going on. That
Yeah, you can't keep up with this bullshit.
and,
That's all right.
and like I said, I can see someone's potential from a mile away, but the intricacies of what they're doing, the cabinet, what?
Yeah, I don't know that you want to associate yourself with the President Bush. I wouldn't do it. Just me personally. But Andrew Lucha, it was good to see him. I like Lucha Libre. I love it when we get to see it in person is so much fun. Kansas is still in the learning process of Lucha Libre.
Yeah,
it's more up. We're getting more exposure now. In Texas, you guys got a lot more than we do.
We're right at the border. We have all the Hispanic influenced cultures and towns. Houston's right there, the big Hispanic heritage town. Yeah, I've been exposed to Lucha Libre. We have some of the best luchadors in Texas. So
yeah,
I'm glad that it's exposing its way to y'all.
Angel's working real hard
With skill.
Yeah.
I should be making my way over there pretty soon.
One of these days, we're gonna plan on making our way to one of the Dodge shows when it happens. But I'm always glad when we see it, because I feel like the audience doesn't get loud because they're shocked. Like, they don't know how to, because it's new.
Yeah.
Like, it's like seeing somebody fucking, I don't know, change their whole personality and come out as a whole new person. You just, it's not that you hate it. You're just like, what?
You gotta register it. You gotta understand what's going on, and then you gotta build that likeness to it.
What I had to learn when I first started watching Lucha Libre is they lead with the right instead of the left.
Oh, yeah.
So if you don't understand, like, it does look different when you pay as close attention as we do. So you don't understand, and rules are different in a lucha match.
Yeah.
So I'm still learning some of these little intricacies in
They
it.
don't tag out in tag
Yeah.
team matches.
I know, it's crazy though.
I'm like, ref, what are we doing?
And then when you're like, oh, in that they don't. It's kind of like a tornado match or whatever they call it.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Now that I know, I can cheer.
Yeah.
I feel more comfortable because I like to know the little details. So watching it, I feel like they were like their wheels are turning, going, this is different. It'd be no different than watching a New Japan match. When I first watched New Japan matches, I was like,
They're killing each other.
is this legal?
Yeah, they're
Yep.
killing
No,
each other
ref's
out there.
full on watching. He says it's fine.
Yep.
So Gavin wins. Unfortunately, he is still our out of luck champion. Is he ever gonna fucking cash that in?
Listen, if he tries to cash it on me, it'll be his last day.
You gonna go against the whole cabinet? What do you? What do
I'll
you
have
do?
his back because I'm gonna say this right now. We challenged Gavin to a match.
Oh,
He's got the Dakota brand title.
Does he really?
He
yeah.
does.
He won it in a high jump.
In a high
With a
jump
guy with a
the guy
broken
who
leg.
had a broken leg. So
got some
What a
shit.
guy.
I challenged him
What a
to a
guy.
triple threat with me and Jackie
Let's go.
in a game of Trivial Pursuit.
Oh, I guarantee y'all would wipe the floor with Gavin's
Exactly,
mop head.
and I think
yeah,
he's
but
scared.
But
Yeah.
this is Gavin, and I know he got dastardly deeds.
Yeah, but a trivial, you got to use your brain. How much brain does Gavin have?
I don't know. Dickie's got a brain. Is he using Dickie?
Listen.
Is he gonna cheat? Is the ref gonna see him using his phone and googling shit, checking his arm
You
to
know,
see if the
if we
answers
do
are
it over
written
here,
down?
we can ban the cabinet from our house.
We'd have to make stipulations. But hey,
Stipulations.
if it's a three-way, that means one of the two of us leave with that title.
Fun fact, I am a former CTC champion. I was actually, if I'm not mistaken, I was the third ever CTC champion.
How'd you win it?
I won it. How did I win it? Oh gosh, I can't even remember. I know I defended it in a push-up contest. I defended it in
Yeah,
a,
I'd lose.
I defended it in a drinking contest. I outdrank someone.
Wow.
I truly cannot remember. I think I won it in a thumb war.
Nice.
Did you use the whole team? the fam?
No.
Nah, you just
Straight
got
up.
strong thumbs. It's
Strong
all that
thumbs,
video
baby.
gaming, man.
Yeah.
You know,
it's all the text and the honeys.
I broke.
You
a guy's,
said there was no honeys.
I broke a guy's
Right.
thumb war with a thumb war once.
Like
we
legit.
were playing. The guy came in. My backup came in. And I smacked his thumb, and I broke
From the
it.
top rope. Ding!
From the top, bro. Frog splash.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
know. I do that to him. We thumb wrestle quite a bit, and I'm like bringing in the whole family, and we're just
Yeah.
factions coming, and he's like, "That's cheating." Did the ref call it? Didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
So then we move into the next match, which was supposed to be Camaro Jackson versus Paradox, but Camaro had something happen, so it ended up being Jarvis Jefferson. And I absolutely love Jarvis Jefferson.
Nice.
That is one of the best characters I've seen, because I feel like sometimes we miss the theatrical part of wrestling. I love the nitty gritty of it, but I like silly wrestling. So sometimes you just serious. Give me silly.
Yeah.
Serious. I'm good. And
How did Paradox feed up to that?
Paradox ended up winning that one.
Yeah.
But then
But he had a
got
good time. He was smiling the whole time.
Yeah,
They shook
how could you
hands.
not?
It was a good match.
you got the fucking Jarvis is losing his his pirate is flying off of his head.
Yeah, his hat.
They chopped each other quite a lot. But then the fucking cabinet came and jumped Paradox.
Yeah.
What? Wait, is Jarvis in the cabinet?
No.
It was after the match. Paradox beat him, and then they came out and they jumped Paradox because Paradox beat Gavin for the. Was it Gavin? Yeah, it was Gavin.
Yeah,
right?
for the out of luck title.
No. In the King's Cup.
Oh, that's right. But that was in Salina.
Yeah, it was in Salina.
So now the cabinet just came out and jumped Paradox. I'm like, it's too hot for all
What a
this.
bunch of sore losers.
Exactly.
So I'm guessing.
Well, you know what? I will say something. To break the fourth wall here, I made this tournament.
The King's Cup?
Yes.
Wow.
I wanted to call it the Kansas Cup, but I'm sure in the entire history of Kansas, there's been probably so many Kansas Cups.
Oh, I'm sure.
And the way I pitched it was for it to be a round robin tournament, G1 Climax style, for the Independence title.
Oh, wow.
And so if it would have been my way, round robin style is it goes off a point system for anybody that doesn't know, and whoever has the most points at the end of the tournament will represent their bracket in the finals, and then the finals obviously calls for the winner. So I mean, if it would have been a round robin tournament, Gavin would have still been in it, but maybe it's a good thing because Gavin probably don't deserve to be in it if
No.
he's going to be running around with the cabinet.
Yeah, he needs to. I wonder if there's is there a time frame on how long you can go
No.
without cashing that damn belt in? So
It
he
should-
could be the
it
out of luck
He
champion
should, he
until the
should
end
be
of time.
defending it though if he's not cashing it in.
It should be a calendar year.
That's what I'm
think.
saying. Like
I would think so.
You know, like 2 years of just carrying this belt around using the entire cabinet. Somebody needs to get the cabinet banned.
It couldn't have been 2 years because I remember Kit Reaver having.
No,
it
I
there.
know, but I feel like that's where he wants
where
it to
it's-
go.
oh, yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's
no,
his
yeah.
plan. I want to hold it forever.
Okay.
He's gonna be that nerdy forever.
Full life.
So, Paradox does go on in the King's Cup, so he's gonna end up fighting. Oh shoot, I'm not even gonna get into it because we'll start fighting.
This wasn't actually a King's Cup match.
Yeah, it was.
No, because Jarvis ain't in the tournament.
He was put in
They're-
it because
they're-
Camaro
I
Jackson
know.
is.
But there wasn't a legit King. So they said at the beginning of the match they will have that match later.
Oh, okay.
So
Because the way it was written out is
yeah,
what it
because
was.
Jarvis can't just jump in and be
I don't know.
in the tournament and not have a match that got him past
know.
that. You know,
I don't know. Maybe somebody's got some favoritism.
I doubt it.
I don't know. So then we go into the King's Cup match between Simon and T2G. Go ahead.
You want me to go ahead?
Yeah, you go fucking ahead.
Well, that was rude.
Yeah. What's the hostility here?
Okay,
I'm
so
over
you don't
the
know, do
seventh
you?
seal.
I'm a member of the Seventh Seal.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
What?
And you wonder why we argue.
I am a full-fledged member of the Seventh Seal.
Okay, what's the lore behind that?
Maverick and Jekyll jumped me in.
There was no jumping.
Yeah, there was no jumping. Like I told Ray, he asked me how it actually happened. Is I had to go get their coffee and wash their clothes and shit to get into the gang. But yeah, I'm a member of the Seventh Seal, and like what really sealed it was when I helped Blade beat Remington with the brass knuckles.
Yeah.
So you're disappointed in me too now, huh? See,
What benefit do you have?
Exactly. Exactly.
Where's the benefit for you, or are you just doing it for the love of the game?
just love of the game.
All right.
That's
so
what I
He
tell
does
them.
it for the booze.
yeah,
I do.
Okay.
I
He
was,
does it
I
for
was
the
literally
reaction.
hoping that I was going to get booed at my wedding yesterday,
Oh.
but I didn't.
Well, as someone that has a long history of relishing in booze, I can respect that. Like I said, even with Gavin, I've been in his position where you're taking the ways that you think you should take. But I mean, come on.
I know. I've tried to talk him out of it.
Yeah.
Trust me.
You could be happy because Simon didn't win last night.
He didn't.
I was a little
T2G
mad, but
won.
you know I'm a big fan of T2G too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how do
So,
you not love T2G?
Exactly.
He's too
I love
good.
He's so
And
fucking good.
I felt like he came around and he was giving everybody 5, and I felt like he kind of was like, nope, you're a Seven Seal member, and skipped right by me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I asked him about it. I was like, is that because it's not me. I'm not the boo the Seven Seal. Fuck them guys. You can go ahead and boo him. That's fine.
Right.
But not me. I didn't do it. I love you. But no, he thought I was waving when he came by. He thought I was waving, so he waved instead of giving us a high five. And I was like, man, you stopped me. He's like, no, I thought you were waving. It's all right.
Yeah.
Miscommunication.
Yeah.
It's all right. I got it. But no, I love T2G. I'm just. Did the rest of the Seventh Seal come out, or was Simon by himself? I know
Simon
Katie
was by
Lynn was.
himself,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Like, she
So he
tried.
won
Yeah,
that
she
on
tried
his
to
own?
get. Yeah, she tried to get involved, but yeah, T2G won it without any interference
for
or
him.
anything, so.
Good for him. So he'll advance, and then he's going to go to the next round. And I'll post what the bracket looks like now later on because I didn't write it down and it's too hot for me to care. And then so it was a good match, and T2G is just a good time. He's so freaking skilled, and this fucking Wichita loves him.
Yeah.
They just absolutely love him. So then we move
homegrown. That's what happens.
Yeah.
You know?
homegrown.
Well, he is.
He's a
Wichita.
tomato.
He's a-
Homegrown.
Hey, we don't have homegrowns in Texas, but I get it here quite frequently, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
I love homegrown.
Yeah. So the next one moves to the tag team titles, which was No Coast Yakuza versus Los Metones.
Listen, I love all 4 of those guys.
I
All 4
used
of them.
to. Bruiser.
Don't you talk about my man that way. That's my guy.
Ooh.
He's my friend.
Ooh.
He loves me. He don't like me.
So okay. So when Bruiser started,
Back up.
he was getting a lot of booze.
Yeah.
When we first started coming to shows, he was getting a lot of booze.
Mm-hmm.
Not for me. I love Bruiser. The moment I saw him, I was like, I like this guy.
Yep.
I'm cheering for him and everything.
Automatic fan.
I was his biggest fan for a long time, and then people started getting behind him, and they started cheering him, you know. And then he had the nerve to come out and tell me I stink.
Hey, first off, when
boo me?
Bruiser, hold on, Bruiser came back, we did our predictions. Jay said that he didn't know if Bruiser had it in him to go, and he predicted that Bruiser was going to lose. I was for Bruiser. Bruiser took offense to
She
said,
makes it sound like I'm against Bruiser when I said that.
No.
I just felt like his element wasn't there, but it was. He won.
Okay.
You know, and then the next time I predicted, I said I wasn't going to predict the match. I wasn't going to pick a fucking winner.
and I made
And I didn't.
because it's a fucking prediction show.
Yeah,
I didn't predict.
And Bruiser can't hold that to you. I mean, it's pushing content. Whether you agree,
Yeah,
if you think that he's
exactly.
started, I mean,
Hey,
come on.
look, he didn't go for him.
Yeah.
So now Bruiser comes to me and he goes, I hope you had a lovely marriage, and you don't.
Nah.
So I love
Yeah,
Bruiser.
and then he also said, you know, too bad you married him. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a strike right there.
Because, like,
Yeah.
I think Bruiser's the best smelling lucha we've ever had. Because it used to, I think he's done it on purpose. When he'd come around, he'd smell like coconut.
Ah.
But I think once I called him out on it, because he smelled so good, you'd come around like, oh, what is that? It's not onions. That's coconut. But when I called him out on it, now he don't do it anymore. He's like, I don't need anybody telling me I smell like coconut. I'm like, bro, you smell wonderful. That is not something you get from a wrestler very often. Keep it up.
Yeah.
So, No Coast Yakuza won that thing, but that was a hell of a fucking match. And I'm so glad Los Matones is back.
Yeah.
We need some Bruiser and Hector and Angel and all of them in our lives every show we get. Shut up. You still like him even though he doesn't like you. You're just being bitter.
I am. I'm being very bitter.
But then No Coast actually, so they retained their titles, but then No Coast after the match, which we got a moonsault literally right in front of us. I made everybody scoot back because I was like, let's not go into the table. But No Coast, Christian Bale and Chris Temple are just fucking amazing.
I gave them props for what they did. So yeah, you can go ahead and
Yeah,
say it.
they're fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And then I don't even remember what I was gonna say. Oh, so
With
they
the
brought
belts.
the titles
The belts, yeah.
over to us, and then had us hold them. Which
Yeah.
those belts are heavy as well.
Yeah.
And then we got our picture with them,
Yeah.
and that was very sweet.
I
We
was
love
sitting,
those
I was
guys.
sitting at the merch table when I saw that, and so I walked to the back and I was like, "Hey, good for y'all." Yeah, that was a cool thing.
They're just some stand up guys.
Yeah.
They're just so.
Which I'm really surprised since what I did to Remington, you know, that they still like me though. Like I told you, it's not. I don't hate. It's turf war.
Yeah, you.
It's just how it goes, you know. There's a turf war going on. You gotta
You be
stick
careful
with
because
the
you're
side.
pulling other people in your turf. Yeah. So No Coast retains. That's great. The Los Matones are back. We're gonna see more of that. We'll probably see that tag team title match again.
Nice.
Absolutely, I guarantee it.
Nice.
So then we moved to the next King's Cup match, which was hilarious because Kit Reaver and Selina fought Arthur A. Royal, and when he was on here, he said Arthur was apologizing to him through the whole match. I'm sorry. So what does Kit do when he's fighting Logan Knight?
I'm
hear,
sorry.
I'm sorry,
I'm
Logan.
sorry."
I'm sorry, Logan. I'm sorry, Logan. Because Kit, the thing is Kit didn't want to fight Logan. He loves him. He had an Only Friends shirt on.
He wanted to fight him, but
No.
He was hurt, and he didn't want to hurt him more.
The thing is he has to do what he has to do.
He has to do what he's got to do.
He wants that cup. They both want the cup. He has to do what he has to do to get the win. And Kit ended up with the win. But why did he end up with the fucking win?
Because they disqualified Logan because of Drake.
Fucking Drake Gall. Who invited Drake? I don't remember anybody.
Wait. So they disqualified Logan.
Because Drake
Drake
comes out.
came out and beat up
Kit.
Drake is playing chess.
Everybody else is on the checker
checkers.
time.
Man, see, and
He,
that's
and he had the biggest smile on his face, like he's having a grand time.
yeah.
Yeah,
What-
so
that-
he
I didn't know that
fucking
happened.
hit Kit, then is declared the winner. Then he goes back and he gets fucking barbed wire and
Whips
whoops
Logan
Logan, then chokes him with it, pulls it like he's raking it across his face.
That's why Logan's face was all bruised up.
The
Yeah.
fuck. And then fucking
It
he's
was
just
bad.
sitting there doing the emo killer I don't know how many times onto the fucking barbed wire. For what? Just smiling there like he's just giddy. Just giddy. Jay seems to think that Drake's only doing this to Logan for love, like to push him to his absolute limit and make him become the best version of himself. out of love.
Listen, sometimes you got to push somebody to that brink, and it's almost sadistic. But whenever you have someone like Drake Gallows, do you expect anything less?
No.
So I could probably agree with you.
Drake says on here, he says, bad guys do bad things. I don't need a fucking reason.
Yeah.
I could just want to.
Yeah.
And Drake's one of those guys, like, he'll come, jump you, and then be gone for 6 months. And you'd be like, oh, maybe he went off and rode off into the distance. He's off in the Bahamas having a good time. Whatever the fuck. And then, he back.
Well, I mean, he could have gone to the Bahamas, and he could be sitting on the beach sipping a whatever.
Yeah.
And looking at the social media or whatever and smiling because, like you said, if it's for the love of the game or you want to do something bad to somebody so much so to where you know that it's going to break their character and push them to be the better version of themselves, it is sadistic. So he could probably just be doing that and
recommend.
Smiling.
He need counseling. Somebody needs to give that man a hug.
Yeah. I mean, it's not
tough love.
Not my way, but I mean,
sometimes it's okay to sit down and have a conversation. You don't have to powerbomb somebody, okay?
I mean, hey.
Yeah, but I mean, Logan is kind of ADHD.
Oh, leave him alone. But Kit Reaver ends up with the win, and Kit, I love him. He is my favorite asshole. I absolutely love Kit. I've loved him since day one, and he comes over and he does his like slide thing in front of me, and he goes, "I just wanted to come over and say hi." And I was like, "I love you, bro. I can't not love you."
What I love about Kip is he's an asshole, but he's a diva.
Yeah.
He is a diva.
He's an asshole, but he's not a bad asshole.
No.
Like
no,
he's
no. He's not a Drake asshole.
No. That's a different level.
So me and Kit are almost two peas in a pod too, because I mean I can be an asshole too, and I've done my when I turned on Dutch and I did my fair share of stuff, you know what I mean? But I mean, yeah. You can be a lovable asshole.
But sometimes, like this match, it was hard because you got to do what you got to do. The King's Cup is
got to.
important.
You got to.
To be the inaugural King's Cup champion means so much. And so Kit and Logan put it all out there too. Like, and by the end of it, Kit at one time, I don't even remember what happened, but Logan was down. And he gets back up, and he gets up and he goes, "I didn't hear no fucking bell," and he's just swinging. And I was dying. Because I didn't want, as much as I love this match, I hate seeing my favorite peoples go against. Of course, anymore it's hard. I won't see any matches if I stop that shit. But
unless it involves the Seventh Seal.
Yeah, they
or Gavin.
Hey, the end of the show, my favorite part of the fucking show. So Kit's moving on. I think that means he's fighting Paradox.
That'd be good.
But we will see, because if they're going to actually have to go back and he's going to fight Camaro Jackson, then I don't know what that means for the King's Cup. That changes the bracket.
Because Camaro Jackson is a threat anywhere.
Shit, in a match between Camaro Jackson and Paradox, that's a slap fest. That is a chopaholics. That's crazy.
I mean, and Camaro can take it. I mean, you see the picture of me where my hand print was almost in his heart.
Yeah.
The ripples on him,
that was a great picture.
They say I have the hardest chops in HCW, so if it's going to be a slap fest between them, they gotta Paradox gotta realize that Camaro can take it.
Yeah, well, Paradox can give it out too, because apparently his is worse than everybody else in the locker room.
He ain't got no harder chops than me.
That's what
What makes me mad is that we did get into a chop fest, and he was slapping me with my nipple.
It's just a little
he may have hard chops, but his placement, oh brother. And it was probably intentional. He was probably trying to throw me off my game, and
he was trying to take that nipple off,
bruise the titty. Yeah.
He's just trying to see if you still have some feeling in there.
We always wonder if we're going to end up with a nipple on our table eventually.
I got one in my eye.
Oh my gosh.
Some of them chops, bro, no thank you. So, some of the shit you do anyways, like absolutely. Not even on my best day. Not even when I was in my 20s. Absolutely not. Check me out. I'm gone. Peace be with you. Ain't signing up for that shit.
Peace be with you.
No thank you. So that moves into the HCW title, which was returning Angel DePaz. Chonkla's up. Thank fucking God. We have missed him so fucking much.
Yes.
And he looks so good. Like, he's so fucking cut. Like, he's cut. That's better shape than I've ever seen him in.
He looks great.
And I'm glad he's doing a hell of a lot better, because there were a few moves in that match that I was like, but versus the champ, what do they call himself? The first real champ, Chance Kerrigan.
He's so arrogant. Listen, whenever we had our independence title match, he said He reserved the stratosphere for us, and he was riding in on a silver-studded saddle. You know how arrogant you have to be, not only to say you're riding in on a silver-studded saddle, but to say that you have reserved the stratosphere. Which it sounds good. You know how arrogant you gotta be to say that?
Did you see what he did to his wife at the last Wichita show?
I wasn't here last Wichita show.
You didn't get to see the clip, though. His wife, unfortunately, had to drop the Sunflower title. You know what that man who hasn't been married to his wife a year did? He walked into the ring, acted like he was congratulating her, and then said, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" To his wife.
Told her to get out of his
in
ring.
the ring.
She slapped him.
She slapped the taste out his bitch ass mouth.
Let's
But
fucking go, Mindy.
we haven't seen her since.
Listen, I'm a huge Mindy Grace fan. Huge Mindy Grace fan. I had the utmost respect for her and Chance, even though me and Chance had our little tiff or whatever. You know what I mean? I can respect the going down the dark path or whatever. You know, and Mindy having the not so grace path or whatever. What is her quote?
Mindy No Grace.
Yeah.
Mindy knows.
There's
She's
no
the
more
badass Mindy. I call her bitch Mindy.
Yeah.
This is the best version of
Yeah, see,
Mindy.
and sometimes that's what brings out the best version of you. So I can respect it because I lived in that for so long. You know what I mean? Huge Mindy Grace fan, huge Chance Kerrigan fan. But Chance, what the fuck?
to your own life.
Exactly.
Bro.
You ain't even celebrated your 1 year anniversary yet, bro.
Dude, I was
It's
at y'all's wedding, bro. Like, it was such a beautiful thing to go from that to get out of my ring. Hey, Mindy, you should have pile drove his ass and
You
dumped
should
him on
have
his
seen
stupid
Billy's face, because Billy was in the ring when he did it, and Billy was shocked as shit. He's like, that hurt, didn't it?
head. Why did that have to be the one that I missed? Because I didn't know that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his arrogance and the way he's moving, because I get it. He held that title
Mm-hmm.
for 2 years,
Mhm.
undefeated.
Mhm.
You came in and you defeated him. So his arrogance, although I don't agree with his cockiness as much, he did earn the stratosphere.
No,
okay?
no. I
You don't think
no,
so?
I think that's insecurity. Because, like I said, he had to.
He was undefeated for 2 years, man.
Everyone has their
Or 3 years.
Everyone has their fall from grace. No pun intended.
That's true.
Everyone has a fall from grace, and it's how you take that on the chin and rise
That's a good
from
shirt.
the occasion. What?
I'm going to send that to Mindy.
Everyone has a fall from grace.
fall from grace shirt?
I need
Wow.
I need royalties from that.
I just literally pictured
heard it
me
here,
wearing
folks.
that.
yeah. I would buy the shirt.
Tagline that
yeah.
shit.
Every
Yeah,
fall
no,
from
that's
grace.
good.
Okay,
Yep,
so
sorry.
no pun intended, but I probably just did something right there. It's how you take that. You know what I mean? And I saw him take the cheap route and turn his back on his best friend, and he did not take losing to me lightly. And I say that I changed the landscape of HCW, but I don't think he earned the stratosphere by doing what he did to win that title. I think he took the cowardice way out, and I think there's a lot of insecurity behind this. And it doesn't take a confident man who has the stratosphere to say, get the hell out of my ring, to his new wife. That's all insecurity.
And I get that, but what I mean was, like, he had the right to, but when he was carrying this title,
Mhm.
he had the right to, because he was the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
But he only lost one time to you. So my problem is why you only lost once, and I get it,
Once,
you
yeah.
lost your title.
Yeah.
But why we got to
You
go
got in his
down?
head. That's what it was.
I know it's what it was.
And so now we're a whole different person and fuck everybody,
Yeah.
and
To
eat
be
shit
honest,
and die.
though, I believe you won that title before you beat him.
I think so too.
in a minute
at,
game.
at the
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, at the fair.
Yeah. Whenever I'm the one that had my hands on it first. I unlatched the buckles to get the belt strap loose. If it wasn't for Kit Reaver giving me a side Russian leg sweep off the ladder through a table and this belt falling into Chance Kerrigan's hands, I would have won it at the state fair. So I think you're right too, and I think I changed the landscape of HCW the day that I won this, because then it sent Chance in his frenzy. That then allowed him to dethrone Ray. Now Ray is on a downhill slide, which I can only hope he climbs back up from that.
Absolutely.
There's a King's Cup tournament that I put into fruition, and it was all in the idea to challenge this, because I was knocking down every defender for my championship title match. And so I say it in the most humble way I can. I changed the landscape of professional wrestling in Kansas, in HCW. But Chance had an opportunity to ride that wave off of that loss and take that uphill battle and have a beautiful redemption arc, and it's just not what he's doing.
No, he very much will mock you. Like in Salina, we watched him. He'll cower in the corner. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that again. He's got these manipulative tactics that he's using. When, to me, it doesn't make sense in my head because I know he could easily defend that without using these tactics.
He can go.
I know he can.
Yeah.
But why would you? Is it somebody came on here and said it's because he's lazy now? Because you don't want to have to work. Why not work smarter, not harder?
Well, and that goes to me dethroning him. I think that he worked so hard and was undefeated for so long that he took a loss, and it's like, what's the point of working that hard when it can be just taken from me again?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So now it's at any means necessary.
Any means necessary.
And he came out dressed as Angel. He had a mask on. He had the apron on. He came out with a chancla. And to mock Angel for his debut coming back to wrestling, because we haven't seen Angel wrestle in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And to do that to somebody who at one time they were actually friends.
Yeah.
This is crazy work. But Chance did retain his title. I am sure we're going to see that come back.
Got to. If I was Angel, I wouldn't stand for it.
No, absolutely
Yeah,
not.
I wouldn't stand for
I'd
it.
have shoved that chancla where it done.
Where sun don't shine? Oh, yeah. I would
He'd
have
have been tasting leather for a minute.
I would have shoved 2 up there.
I'd give him to Mindy and let her fucking slap the shit out with him.
Right.
Wrap him around his head.
Yeah,
That would have been a grand time. So then that move, we took a quick break from that one and we changed the mat, and it's a good thing we did because we got a 3 stages of hell match. That somebody was absolutely terrified to watch. Jay was sweating bullets, not just because it was hot. This is a 3 stages hell versus Blade and the Remington Roar. So the first stage was tables. First person to put the other person through the table wins that round.
Mm-hmm.
Second stage was cinder blocks. You had to break all of the cinder blocks
No, just you had to break the center block over him.
over the
Yeah.
other player, right?
Which is insane.
That's the and then the third stage was by any means necessary, any weapon at all. And these motherfuckers brought out a table, a board of forks,
That wasn't even the worst.
a board of fish hooks.
Fish hooks. And mind you, whenever a fish hook hooks, yeah, you have the jagged
It has
edge
a
on the
tackle
end,
on it.
but it has that jag that comes back. So whenever you take it, whenever
It rips it out.
You can't just pull it out smoothly. It's gonna rip.
Either you got to cut those tips off.
Man.
And then they also had bats with tacks that were not. They were the opposite. Blade left with tacks in his fucking head.
Yep.
Remington's entire back was covered. The
Yep.
audience was shocked as hell. Remington brought out a machete
Yeah.
at one time,
Insane.
cutting Blade's mask like at the top, and then cutting his forehead. Like, this was insane. Remington won the table one, right?
He won
Yeah.
the table one. Blade won
Billy-
the cinder
Blade
block.
won the cinder block on Remington's newly fixed arm.
Yeah, which was insane. You know, I saw him get slammed onto the cinder blocks first,
Oh,
and it's almost
man.
like the only thing that hit was his arm and his elbow. So like,
And then Blade is one of those, like, when he finds your weakness, he works that. So
yeah.
he just kept working that damn arm.
ooh yeah.
And he just got recovered with that arm. But then when we get to the third stage, that's where, like, people were standing
Yeah. 'Cause
on their feet.
At that point, people didn't know what they were watching.
This was
Guaranteed.
insane. Like, I kept backing up.
Guarantee it. Yep.
I just kept backing up. Like,
Dude, I was at the merch table and those tacks flew and hit me in my head. And I thought it was glass because I was just looking down and I didn't know what them boys were doing. And so, boom, I heard the hit, and then I felt something just rain down on me. And I stiffened up because I was like, if I make a move, it might be glass. You know, and then I saw the thumbtacks and I was like, great.
They were falling out of her dress when we got home.
Really?
Yeah.
So if
I
I
had
was
somebody chuck one at me, though, too.
So if I was shocked, I could only imagine what everybody else was thinking. They didn't know what they were watching.
No. That is the first truly hardcore with, like, the forks and the hooks and all that shit that HCW at Osage has seen.
Yeah.
At HCW has ever done, period.
Yeah.
We've had some barbed wire, some bats, some fire, but this one was like, that's a different level.
The whole shebang.
Oh man. I can tell you that there was a lot of kids that were in our wedding family that was just like, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen in my whole life. And I'm like, no, no.
Stop it.
They're like, is that, because I got a hook. Remington gave me one. And they're like, is that real? I'm like, low. Because they're asking me, is this fake? Is that ketchup? And so I was like, look, let me tell you something.
Is that ketchup is the
first
funniest.
mistake you make from Jay and I's perspective, don't you ever go to any wrestling show and say it's fake. Don't do it. Because you're going to piss off every wrestling fan that's there.
Yeah, the F word is
It's
taboo.
not fake. Those
not a
tacks
bit.
were real. The blood was real. The blades are sharp. The hooks are real. All that fucking shit is real. The only difference is it is predetermined.
Yep.
That is the only thing. Everything else, a lot of the times y'all go out there and you don't even have exactly like, I'm going to hit the fucking F5 and then you're going to do a fucking go to sleep and all this shit. You don't play it out like that, especially like you were talking about earlier. If you don't have time to, sometimes you just call it in the ring. And it's led usually by the heel.
Yeah.
So all that shit you saw, 100% fucking real. Sometimes you'll have a gimmick, say ladder or table. And that's more for safety than anything.
Right.
And they did have how tall was that ladder?
I don't know. It's probably
Like a 12-foot
like a 12-foot ladder.
It
probably.
wasn't the triangle ladder.
No,
it was
it
the
was a-
one where it slides.
That was a roofer's ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that went from our table over to the
apron,
ring.
The apron, yeah.
So in the end, like I said, Rem won the first round, Blade won the second round, and then we're outside the ring with forks. Well, the ring, Billy got thrown into a board of forks. No, Remington got the board of forks.
Yeah. Remington got the board of forks. Then Remington hit Blade with a splash. The ladder went from y'all's table to the apron. He laid Blade on it. Second rope splash. Boom.
Busted the whole fucking thing.
Then pulled out that table with the fish hooks, and at that point, it was done for.
That was insane. I was
Yeah.
not okay with that.
Yeah,
But then, so Remington wins in the end. He got the Legacy title, which is the original Heartland title.
Oh wow.
So that is the Legacy, because that was what Remington said, that title deserves respect.
Yeah.
Blade was not respecting that fucking title.
Yeah.
So he wanted it back, and he fucking earned it. That's more like a hardcore title.
Yeah.
Remington's got it.
Yeah.
But at one point in the thing, Blade comes up to you and says, help me, because somebody likes to bring brass knuckles without telling me. And I told him, fuck no. Guess who had the brass knuckles?
You.
In my dress.
Ah.
And I pulled them bitches out,
But I
and
had
I
a
gave them
backup
to
plan.
Remington. And Remington just had this smile on his face. But yeah, you
I had a
fucking
backup plan.
cheating ass motherfucker. And if you don't know, those say love on them.
They say love.
Wow. Oh, and they're the real deal.
Yeah, no, legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brass knuckles, those ones have blood on them from Blade's face. Because they went straight up at it, like punching each other with these brass knuckles. It was crazy work.
Nuts.
But in the end, so we get it over. Remington wins. We're all super happy. I'm over the fucking moon. And then you see the other 7 Steel trying to get Blade up. First Simon and Katie Lynn, and then Michael Maverick comes out, and they're helping him. Then Michael Maverick starts running the rope, and he fucking speared the shit out of Blade.
Split him in two.
But then we get
Darren
Jekyll walking out, who we haven't seen in forever because of a knee injury, because he got jumped by somebody in the back. And I've been saying this whole time it was Blade, because you saw his little fat ass legs waddling out of the picture. What'd I say? Blade did it. So what do? They spear their own member of the 7th Seal. Then they rip his fucking mask
Well,
off.
he gave him a bloodbath first.
Oh, and a
The-
bloodbath.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
gave Blade a taste of his own medicine.
And then they rip his mask off. And who was exposed
yeah,
under
who
that goddamn
was
mask?
exposed?
We've
If I
spoiled
would
it,
have known
man.
Billy was Blade this whole time, it would have been different, man.
What, you wouldn't have been as nice?
No, I wouldn't have.
Why?
You know how we are with Billy. Billy's like, he's like our Elmer Fudd to our Bugs Bunny.
Listen, and I knew there was something deep in my bones.
They told you it wasn't right.
No, that whenever I won this HCW Independence Champion, Billy likes to come out whenever there's a new champion and shake their hands, give them the respect and stuff like
that's
that.
right.
Something deep in my bones told me to say, screw you, Billy. So whenever I won this Independence Championship from Chance, I turned around and Billy was in the ring, stuck his hand out to shake my hand. I no-sold him. I
Yeah.
shrugged him off. I walked right past him. I got a, ooh.
And everybody's been questioning it ever since. Like,
Yeah.
why would Caine Carter?
Yeah. Come to find out, he's been Blade this whole time.
Look, your instincts were right.
Something in my bones told me screw
Look,
Billy.
that man's been running at the mouth as Blade and Billy, both, but now we know he's the same fucking person. What does this mean for HCW?
What does it mean whenever he comes back as Billy? Because, quite frankly, they gave him a standing ovation. He got a thank you Blade chant. What? How? Why?
Blade
when,
has
and
been
where?
a staple of Kansas wrestling, of Midwestern Kansas wrestling for 20 plus years. 21 years, I think it is. 21 or 22. So I get it, but at the same time, after you've seen all the shit that this man has done to the HCW locker room, to all the locker rooms, all this evil shit this dude has done, what does that mean? Like, how do you... I can't reconcile. It's like finding out the evil twin didn't exist.
And then to
It's the
betray me
same
like this,
Yeah, and you're supposed to be a member. You didn't even know. You don't know shit.
I feel so betrayed.
And then for them to come up to you and go, now you're going to have to step up your game. He ain't wrestling, y'all. Ain't happening. I
think that's what they meant.
I don't know what it means, but I'm scared because, look, he can't walk after like a hard day's work.
I think they were just showing me that Blade wasn't the only person I needed to be helping.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know, but that's crazy work. I'm going to have to wrap I don't know what this means. Does this mean that Billy is no longer going to be shaking hands and kissing babies? Does that mean we get...
I would assume so, but the thank you Blade chant only drives me to think that the fans can overlook everything he's ever done.
And that's crazy.
Which is crazy to me.
But they did it to Ray, too, to be fair.
Who?
Ray.
Oh, yeah, because he was with
he
Dickie.
did some crazy shit.
Yeah.
And it's... They overlook, like, I don't know, some fans are very forgiving.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, there was a time that Mr. Carter over here, you wasn't always on the up
See,
and up
so
and up and up.
I don't think that I was ever forgiven for anything. I think the wrestling fans in Kansas are so in tune with it, and it's just in their bones now. Like, with HCW, it's like, we're a constant. We're here to stay. We're not going anywhere. And the progression has been there so much, and the fans have seen that. So HCW is one with the fans, right? I don't think I was ever forgiven for anything I'd done. I think that over time, everyone just naturally started to respect me for what I'd done.
Could not. And that's the truth of it.
Yeah.
As much as, like when we talked about the Texas versus Kansas, we got to root for Kansas, but there it comes a point where you have that undeniability. Like, there's even though you have a character to play as a fan, our job is to boo you. Sometimes you just can't fucking do it because you're watching magic in the ring, man.
And then to peel the curtain back a little bit, Billy, he was like, "Man, you're supposed to be my heel, man. You know, we've had you as a heel forever, and you go out there and you shake hands with Ray and you raise his hand and y'all get a big pop." And I was like, "Look, I'm sorry, I got to, I got to now because it's what the fans want."
Well,
and whether or not they knew that they wanted that, all the hype and build leading up to me and Ray, it called for that.
That match called for respect
100%.
because of the.
And I knew.
Well, who's it? Kit said that's gonna be just a straight clinic, and it was.
And I knew win, lose, or draw, I would respect Ray after that match. You know, so the fact that I won and I was able to give him some flowers, and give him some words, you know, like I said, it'll be between us, you know, in those four corners.
He said, "You a bitch, Ray."
Yeah, I said, "Fuck you and your bald head." No, but you know,
I know you didn't. But.
I gave him some encouragement. You know what I mean? And you know, I knew win, lose, or draw coming out of that match. You know, it called for mutual respect.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Caine, for breaking this down. It was a fucking great show, and it was the best HCW show I've ever seen. Best card, hands down. There was no like dead moment. That was balls to the wall, hot as hell.
Hot as balls.
Famunda cheese.
Oh, I ain't heard that word in a minute.
I'll bring that back from the 90s.
Wait, what a pull. What a word pull.
I know, I tend to do that every once in a while. You have some socials you want to throw out?
Caine Carter on Instagram, X, TikTok, and Facebook. Caine is spelled C-A-I-N-E. Don't forget the E. A lot of people just think it's C-A-I-N.
That's why we call him Sugar.
Yeah, too sweet, baby. My website is also sugarcane.bigcartel.com. Go to my website, grab some of my merch. I have t-shirts, hats, coffee mugs, stickers, temporary tattoos, keychains. I have a replica of my entrance jacket. So if you want to be matching me and what I wear out to the ring, go get a replica of my entrance jacket. Support in any way you can. Thank you all for the continuous support. Thank you for supporting the great Tag 'em and Bag 'em team. Thank you for supporting HCW in Kansas and supporting professional wrestling. We couldn't do it without you guys.
Okay, and then so we will be back in Salina on August 15th. And then following that, we'll be back at Osage on August 29th. So you have a little bit of a break to catch your breath. Hopefully it'll cool off by then. Follow HCW Live 23 on all their it's Heartland Championship Wrestling at HCW Live 23 and on their socials. And it's Heartland Championship Wrestling on YouTube, as well as HCW Wrestling Online, HCWonline.com for recaps of stories. Mason Coley puts his pictures on there, and then you can also purchase tickets. And then it's Heartland Championship Wrestling on Facebook. You can follow Tag 'em and Bag 'em on all our socials. It's Tag 'em Bag 'em on everything except for like Instagram. I think is still under my maiden name. So you can do that. Follow Bumping Chops or Chubby Betty Studios and listen to Bumping Chops. We may hear more about the Billy Simmons bullshit and find out from there. I don't know. I feel like I need to talk to Bobby and see how he feels about this shit. I'm not gonna call him up, console him. I'm sure this is bad.
I'm
for
devastated.
him. I know.
I know you are. Yeah,
I know you are. Thank you, HCW, for everything,
Yep.
and we love you. And thank you, Caine Carter, for taking the time out. I know it's hot in here, honey. I'm so sorry.
Hey, my drive home is going to be hotter.
Yeah, but you be careful on your way home.
I will.
Yeah, thank you for pouring a little sugar on us.
Hey, Def Leppard style, baby.
Hey. All right, y'all have a wonderful day.
It's time to tag 'em!